And we are live.
All right. What is up, beautiful people, and welcome to the Frost and Fists. I'm your wolf brother, Mikos Kushranada.
And I am El Frico, and welcome to the show. And we got this guy.
An amazing guest for you guys. Friend of the show, and of course, a channel that I absolutely love following. Please give a big welcome for Rob of the TMP.
Woo!
What's up?
Come on, do the intro.
Oh,
Yeah. Hold on, let me rock it up. Hold on. All right, go.
wait. What's up, Miniatures Paintbrush Legion? This is Rob, your host, and I'm here. I'm gonna try to get it.
All right. Take it.
Today we're gonna talk about. Oh no, explode!
Today we're going to talk about
I need explosions.
All right.
new models.
You want to do a take two? All right, let's do it. Take two.
Welcome to the Miniatures Paintbrush and Frost and Fist. Welcome to the Frost and Fist, and today we're gonna talk about Ragnar Blackmane, the leader of my army, the man.
That was awesome. Perfect.
Cut.
I gotta warm up to
We got what we need. Shut it down.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, welcome everybody to the show.
We've got a great show
my
for you
gosh.
tonight, guys. Of course, you know, when we get to talk about Space Wolves, you know, I'm definitely having a good time. And Freak will definitely enjoy staring off into the distance while
Pretty
we
much.
talk about Space Wolves.
Didn't you get the codex?
Yeah, I tried stealing it once.
I saw that.
It didn't pan out too well. I will remember you. Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, we got Brother Running Bear in the house. By the way, if you actually will click on his channel right now, Brother Running Bear just started Let's Plays this week. So you can check out what cool stuff he's doing over there. Inquisitor Zane, also another Let's Player if you want to check him out. I got TP. Running Bear says, been making Let's Plays for 7 days today. Oh, yeah, actually, he told you, but I thought I'd tell you again. I'm wondering when GW is going to drop more stuff about the Space Wolves. Gamecraft Dragon says, what's up? Watching the game and having a bud. Shameless Soul, we got Brother Ian in the house.
Hi.
Hell yeah, finally caught the beginning. Good to have you, brother. We got Ice Wolf Inc. Good to see you, my man. Hi, all. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
I was hoping if I did that long enough, I'd get Marley going again. Every time I do that over at his house.
Come on, Marley.
Yeah, she'll just barge in. It's like, is he okay? Is everything okay? Are you sick? Is anybody hurt? Okay, all right. So who needs loving? Oh, you need loving. Okay, let me throw myself on 75 pounds of pure math.
75 pounds, and I'm going to fit in your lap right now.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. So you guys know we love starting with the hobby update, and I want to know what our wonderful guest has on the hobby table.
Well, first I have 75 pounds on my lap, so there you go.
Touche.
Yeah.
No, I definitely have an inferiority complex. So.
All right, I'm gonna give you a
Well, I mean, if you've got 75 pounds in your lap, it's definitely not a miniatures paintbrush. You know what I mean?
At all.
No.
Nice.
It's a Bigature's airbrush.
295 pounds of pure mathematics.
Square rooting up in here.
What has become of the show suddenly? What is happening?
We're only getting started.
It didn't take long tonight.
No, it's like it's 0 to 60. Like, holy
You guys-
crap.
Let's train all that one.
You guys realize we went off the rails to the adult zone before Zane did in
Yep.
the same chat?
Yep, I think we just made Zane upset. I mean, we took his thunder. It's like,
This stream is for adults only.
Not for cheering.
All these mathematics kaiju says, "Oh sweet, Frosted Fractions is on." Man, we're so far off the rails already. It's about to be Frosted Infractions, my brother. Running Bear says, "Well, the 13-year-old started early tonight." I'm going to go ahead and put out a disclaimer, guys. I had a frustrating incident right before the show, and when I'm coming down from one of those really frustrating moments, my sense of humor gets a little more loopy, a little more 13-year-old than normal, because I'm a deflector humor kind of guy, and had almost a whole bottle. Okay, it wasn't almost a whole bottle, but it was a significant amount of Corn Red spill onto my favorite jeans right before the show because of the crap that builds up in the back of your pot and keeps your lid from closing correctly, and it got all over my jeans. So
That would be me if that happened.
that's right. The Frost and effed up. It actually, since I'm
Wait a minute. I'm not quite that messed up, man.
I'm gonna say, since I'm the one who effed up, it's more like the Frost done effed up.
No. I think we've all have a pair of pants that are permanently painted like W pots at some time. I know I do. That's for sure.
I just wish I weren't in my favorite jeans for this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Running Bear says next we'll see a van down by the river offering candy. Want some candy?
You'll be living in a van down by the river.
If I knew there was going to be this kind of party, I'd have started painting on the sprue.
Never that.
Crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy talk.
Running Bear says, "Who wears pants when you paint?" All right. All right.
Somebody was already talking about 75 pounds right there on his. I don't want.
Wait, let me stand up.
No, hand check.
You go to stand up and your mic stand knocks over.
Yeah, right.
Like nothing shows on the screen, but your mic stand knocks over.
The mic's like a table just tips over somehow. Like, what just moved?
That's all I can say.
Oh my goodness. By the way, welcome to the Frost and Fist, meant for adults, not children.
Not this time.
I don't know if adults is the right word.
No.
Lessons.
No.
Oni, my man, what up? Shameless. Brother Ian says, he right, though, I don't. Ice Wolf says, I paint with Vallejo. Man, when I have days like this, Vallejo's looking better all the time.
I knew this was going to come up. I knew it. But I had to shave, Oni. I had to. I work at a hospital. They had to fit me for a mask. Because of,
I thought you said you were going to keep some bits and pieces of it, though.
Man, I got a little ingrown hair here.
Okay.
So I was like, you know what? I just don't like it just here. I like the full beard. So once this stuff blows over, it's gonna come right back. So just, you know what, whatever. Then I'll do a whole clean thing. You know, the little woman likes it anyway. So hey, I'm down.
I think it's less about the hair, Oni, and more about the respirator's got to be able to make a clean fit.
Yeah, it can't leak. They actually do a test on it. So
Oni says, I can't even look at you, Dad.
Well, here's the thing. I think next time that we go to the restaurant, they won't call me Dad this time. Okay, maybe that might happen. You see your dad? No, you old. I'm like,
No, they'll just switch to Poppy. We'll be good. Meet up, Poppy.
Man. Hi, Poppy. Shut up. Get off my lawn.
Well, what I've been working on this week. Now, I showed the dragon for the last live stream a couple of days ago, so I can't show the same thing twice. I mean, so quickly, I will show you what I started working on for my 3-color project, but it's only going to be briefly, okay? There you go. You saw that? I was like, no, okay.
Spoilers.
I'll show you a little something. I put 2 colors down, but they're not all just the colors right there. So I'm just going like, there you go. It's just base coating, just the different kind of highlighting. That's all.
Nice.
And it's really that Rune Priest that I did when I was doing Finecast. It was my first Finecast model over here. So there you go. That's what I got. Not even close. I'm mixing colors on that palette like it's no joke. So there you go. That's all I got right now from the dragon till now. Oh, I have the base and it's primed, but that's a secret. It's getting there. It's getting there.
Very nice. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
You got a shout out from brother Ian that says, "Can we talk about this rockin' NASA sweater TMP has on? Those old
Astros.
Astro colors are bomb."
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I'm a space cadet, so I figured I'd play the part. But yeah. They're one of the most comfortable sweaters I love. And I love oversized sweaters. I absolutely do. Ever since I woke up, I'm like, woof.
Kaiju says that if you just showed up to work in a dreadnought sarcophagus, you would be totally sealed and you wouldn't have to worry about diseases anyway.
I would, it's true, but you can only do it once. Once
You
you're in, you're
can only
in.
do it once.
Yeah. Oh.
Interestingly enough, I started the book. Drew, I can't remember the name of the book. It's an audio drama I just bought, and it describes Bjorn's death and then internment into the dreadnought armor, and
Ooh.
that's pretty cool.
wow.
Find out what book that is. I really want to read that one.
Well, I've got it. I don't think it's one on Audible, but I can loan you the CD when I'm done.
Yeah, or the name. I'll pull it up on my Kindle.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Again, it's an audio drama. I don't know if it'll be on your Kindle, but
I can find it, even if it's
right on.
the book.
That's fair.
Use a gnarly set of tools. You can fix it.
You can fix anything.
I keep hearing dragon and it's distracting me. Fine cast, that a big joke. I still have nightmares after buying one model ever again.
Sorry,
I
bud.
had one of my worst instances and one of my best instances happen from the Finecast Aryak, because the hammer melted and bent, the face melted, and I ended up, first of all, I stopped playing with him for like a year because I was ashamed of my melted Finecast model. But then I replaced his hammer with a Cromlech hammer and a face with a nice, nicely sculpted Spellcrow face, and it's the best. Like, those 2 small, simple changes made it the best Aryak, or one of my favorite Aryaks I've ever seen.
That's the name of the book, Abba Revival? The Abba Revival Bjorn's
No, it's
Ritual?
something like
It's KG just put it on there. KG Shorts. Is it that one?
no, it's not that one. It's called something else.
Oh, the touch your beard and look sexy.
See, now I almost want to go to the car and get it.
No, don't do
It's
that.
It's gonna keep bothering me for the rest of the night. All right. Any other hobby stuff this week, my brother?
Not really. Not with everything that's been going on lately. It's been really tough. But since I do have some time off, that's for sure, I am going to definitely get some painting in.
So stupid.
All right, brother Freak, my man, what you got for a poke chat?
Not a dang thing, man. I've been dang busted busy, and I've been on call all this week. So this is the Friday I'm not on call, so I'm super stoked. I do, however, have the model selected for my 3-color black. And it's so funny how he showed his Terminator, because that's exactly what it is. It's going to be a term. And I'm going to have, it's going to be yellow, red, white, and black. Those are going to be my main colors. So my main colors are yellow, red, and white, and of course black. So
3 colors and black.
and black. The gauntlet is down.
Have you selected
Done.
which Space Marine you're going to use for that?
Which Space Marine? Yeah, Terminator.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if you'd picked a particular Terminator you were going to use.
No,
yet.
just a regular Terminator I have. Matter of fact, he's already been stripped and it's been sitting there for a while, so I'm just gonna use that.
Okay. I have. See, you're further along than me. I haven't even picked which Space Marine I'm doing, but I'm trying to get through. Gamecraft Dragon throws a brush. I'm trying to get to, I've got one more squad to do for the Salamanders because we have a game on the 28th, 500 points, and I want to finish up the 500 points of my brother's Salamanders so that way he can play. He said he's really looking forward to getting in a learning game with us. So
Nice.
trying to plug through those first 500 points so I can gift it over to him and say, here you go, man, enjoy.
Nice.
Very cool.
With that, so you guys saw the tax squad I did last week and the Redemptor. This week has been, and I haven't gotten a lot of painting time with. There's been a lot of craziness in the security world with, the Corona concerns going around right now. So we've been having to look at contingency plans for how the sites are going to handle the emergencies and stuff like that. Plus, I was cranking out post orders this week, so I worked pretty late most of this week, and a lot of that is just traveling back from Baytown. But I did start up this this captain here. Now, my brother did order some Shapeways dragon skull heads, and I think they look pretty neat here. And on top of those dragon skull heads, I tried to do a fire effect on the sword. By the way, I would like to recommend, if you guys haven't checked out the channel, The Pickle Jar. This was kind of inspired by his tutorial on doing a flame sword, only whereas he skillfully does it with a regular brush. I decided I was a masochist and decided to attempt to do this with an airbrush. And it definitely has room for improvement. The center of the sword should be a lot more bright. My control is not that fine with an airbrush yet, so this is as close as I could get it. I lost the brightness in the middle, but I think overall it came out pretty well.
Yep.
Yeah, good job.
I did some blending on the cloak in the back to make all the folds of the cloak pop out. So that was a little exercise in blending that I enjoyed doing. Overall, so this captain is mostly done. I did start on a lava base for it here, but I decided I don't like the shape of the way the lava glue looks. So I'm probably going to cut it off and apply some more hot glue and try it again. I just don't like the shape.
I like the shape of you. What?
Got him. Something else I did, like I was watching some NXT with the family this week, and I wanted something I didn't have to sit and focus on, So, and I'm at a place where on the town that I've been working on and the salamanders, I need the airbrush for them currently, so I didn't want to work on those while I was on NXT. So I took a more mundane task, like just putting down the blacks that go below the silvers on my attack bike here. So attack bike's a little further along.
Very nice.
And a lot of it is the underside of the attack bike, which no one will ever see, but I compulsively did just because. So I spent a lot of time on something nobody will see.
A quick question, Mythos. I'm sorry. So they actually put bases underneath the attack bikes now, or you did that?
I did that.
Okay.
I did that. I looked up what size people allow for the attack bike, and they said either a 60 mil, which your wheels will actually be only partially on it, or an 80 mil.
Okay.
And so,
all right, good to know.
Since I read that some lots of tournaments allow a 60 or 80 mil base, and not that I ever plan on going to a tournament, but I wanted something that would be considered legal, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like keeping your models WYSIWYG, even though you don't plan on going to a tournament.
Right.
But yeah, I wanted something just because I like the aesthetic of it sitting on a base. Plus, I've got a Forge. I've got the Forge World Outrider bike as a conversion for this instead of the regular Space Marine bike. So there is a plastic core here and here, but some of this is like extra resin bits, which makes the bike a little heavier. And a lot of people don't know it's just the bare underside right here that connects the whole sidecar to the main Space Marine bike, right? So it's a small fiddly connection. If I'm just banging it around the table over and over again, it's a chance to keep snapping that little connection, right?
Good point.
So
Makes sense to have a base. Yeah.
Exactly. Super glue it in 3 points, and then it's thrice as strong of a bond instead of relying on that one small connection point. Plus, I can add the basing to look consistent with my army, because you know how I am about consistent basing, right? So about 2 weeks ago on the show, I showed you guys how I accidentally laid down my Contemptor on the tabletop, or on my desktop here, and it accidentally laid it on some Age of Sigmar wings, and I came out the next morning, I was like, these two look amazing together. So having just looked at that, I wanted to see what it looked like, and I wanted to do a black fade to red on the wings because it's going to represent the red wings of the Red Falcon for the con, right? And I think these look good with the model.
Nice.
Wow.
Pretty fancy dancy,
Mm-hmm.
simple fade, but I think once I get all the other colors done up on the Contemptor, they'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was being a little cheap before when I got the Contemptor and didn't get any arms for it. So today I was looking at, I think between the Xiphon and the, not the Executioner, but the Repulsor, I have a lot of anti-tank firepower plus the Thunderhammers in my army. So I think I went ahead and requested a autocannon for this guy to do some anti-infantry stuff, and then he can stomp up the field with that. Well, he can glide up the field, I guess, and then do some combat damage. But I think the autocannons are going to be a pretty good use of him.
The quick ADD moment as soon as he said, he had no arms and stuff. So I'm leaving work this evening, and I'm saying goodbye to the receptionist, and goodbye. And then the door opens, and no lie, in front was a squirrel. In front of me, like right by the doorway. Like, what are you doing, little squirrely squirrel? And I was like, oh, there's a squirrel here. It's like, oh, that's weird. Yeah, he's just sitting there staring at me. And then I look closer. The squirrel only had one arm. Like, oh crap! What the heck? I'm like, what is going on here? Are you trying to get in for service? Because, you already lost the arm. I don't know what else you can do about that here, buddy. This is a hospital, but I don't think it's going to help. Yeah. But yeah, he was just sitting there staring at me. He was like, yeah, just.
I don't know what's more impressive, the fact that this squirrel showed up at a hospital maimed, like he was looking for treatment, or the fact that you had a look squirrel moment with an actual squirrel.
I did. I really did. I was like,
There you go.
this is happening. The squirrel's staring at me.
It's like ADD within ADD.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's almost like Inception in the ADD world. It's like, whoa. Yeah, and then I was like, all right, what do you want? Get out of here, squirrel. And he just looked at me and he just went limping across. I mean, I'm serious. His whole arm was gone. The whole one arm, it was his right one. I mean, he was a little stub, but he was just carrying around. Like, how do you climb? Man.
Makes it happen.
Crazy. That's
He's
what
like
made me
really
think.
strong arm.
Freaking squirrels, man. He's got a strong arm.
There you go.
Wolf Wraith says the challenge we were talking about with the gauntlet is a very fun challenge to do. Guys, his is done already.
Nice.
Go check out his
The gauntlet
Instagram.
is there.
Normally, I love showing off what an amazing artist Wolf Wraith is on Art of the Week, but I did want to take his challenge marine in case he gets showcased on Chilling Wargamers challenge video at the end. So, Running Bear says, nice mythos. Thank you. Ice Wolf says 80% of my standard core troops are done with an airbrush. I love it so much more than painting. I love using the airbrush as well. I took forever to warm up to it because I wasn't confident with it, but I really feel like over the last couple of years, I've just really come to love using it. You know what the biggest difference is too for me to get comfortable with it is when I finally had a workstation where I could leave the airbrush set up all the time. Because then there was no digging it out and cleaning it up and getting it prepped and getting it going. It was basically just general maintenance, get it cleaned before when you're done at the end of every night. That was it. So I could just sit at my workstation and like, man, I need to do some painting. Oh, crank on the compressor.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So you guys are big on WYSIWYG. I mean, you don't do counts as because this is my Warlord Titan.
I knew it. Yeah. Yes, Rob. It is. Quick, Ethos, say yes in affirmative.
Yes.
Yes.
It's also a drop pod.
Yes.
Actually, that's a bigger one. That's a Dreadnought drop pod.
Oh, there you go. That is a big one. Wait, it goes here.
Why is it sideways?
That's for you to find out.
All right, so we're changing the music now.
Rock says, what up, brother? X Gear Commander says, great book. And then he also earlier said, happy freaking Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Kaiju said, Wolf Wraith's Challenge Marine was done so quickly and so well. 3 days, Wolf Marine, 3 colors, done, completed it. Wow, Gamecraft Dragon's done as well. I am probably going to do mine on like the 28th or the 29th or something like that until it comes down to the last minute.
Is Rob wearing pants? We don't know.
Question of the evening. Well, let me go stand
No.
up.
We're good.
Okay.
We don't want to see Papa Junior.
Thank you, X Gear Commander. The name of the book I couldn't remember was Parting the Ways. That's the name of the audio drama.
Okay, I am going to add it to my list. Parting the Ways.
That's such an epic scene, you know.
You're an epic scene.
Got him. So that right there, I was like, when I saw that's what the book was about, I was like, gotta get it.
Yeah.
That's the Black Library.
Sure. I paid attention to who makes things. I mean, it's a Games Workshop book, so that sounds right. You know?
Yeah. That's third edition.
Wolf Wraith says, had you guys as good company while painting. That's true. He did the bulk of it while he was on the show with us.
Nice.
Ian says, Monster Can Drop Pod. That was my hobby update, guys. Slow hobby update this week, just because work was so crazy this week. But got another awesome hobby session in the morning with Ultimate Wolf Lord Meeks. So that'll be awesome. You know, get in another couple hours of like straight hobby time in the morning.
Sweet.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's an audiobook as well. Cool.
Oh.
So yeah,
I gotta check that out then.
Indeed. Okay.
all right. I don't feel right about doing the 3-color challenge if I use gray as my prime, which I do, and given black, then my army is already the challenge. Oh, thank you, gorgeous.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You are fantastic. All right, so shall we move on to some art of the week, gentlemen?
Sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me do something actually even more important before we move on to art of the week. Guys, one of the reasons that we have on this amazing NASA scientist with us
It's rocket science here.
this amazing Wolf Brother TMP with us on tonight is because if you haven't seen it yet, go check out his channel. He had a live chat this week where he invited the Wolf Brother on, and we got to talk about the same Ragnar reveal that we're going to talk about tonight. It's always a blast doing a show with Rob, so definitely check it out.
The Ragnar party.
Oh, yeah. Which also guest stars Wolf Brother Big D. And, of course, I think first time YouTube premiere, Ultimate Wolf Lord Meeks.
Yeah.
Hello. I need to get a howl. I you know what? I've been meaning to do that. Just get a howl clip, and I can't believe I don't have that. I mean, I do have the gauntlet clip. I mean, that's
The gauntlet is down.
gauntlet is down.
The challenge is now.
But yeah, I mean, but I don't have the wolf howl.
I will remedy that, my brother. But shall we move on to Arts of the Week?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me click it on studio mode, and let's go ahead and get an art of the week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm going to click over to Mythos's Vidya files.
Vitamins of Vigifile.
Hmm?
For those I Love Lucy fans.
Oh man.
One other hobby update is Lily bought me a hobby set of hobby shelves for my studio here, so that'll be cool. I get to set up more display models and stuff like that to try and get some of my boxes of models just off the floor. So when I get that all decorated and set up, I'll make sure to, show everybody what that looks like. And then I can make more efficient use of this. I need to order a paint rack this week, which is a good thing. So I'm going to be doing a little overhaul on my painting/video area.
Nice.
Okay, we're ready for the Arto?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go, guys. So, yeah. As soon as I saw this, I said, really, Mythos? Really, dude?
Sorry.
I gotta send Archer's Chaplain Emo, and this just make mine look like
Nice.
poop. So yeah, thanks. That's.
I just thought it looked cool. Let's give credit where it's
Oh,
due.
it looks great. This is by Norrison Crusoe. Yeah.
Norrison Crusoe.
Not Cusco.
Crusoe.
Cusco.
Like Doc.
Okay.
I am torn. Part of me wants the models to be released as single models, but would love to get the box set as well.
Indeed.
Yeah, I definitely. I feel like they're gonna do like some of the other exclusives, like with the not Wake the Dead, the Elf versus Elf box set where they hid the new characters in with the $200 box.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so he actually drew the Aquila there. Look at that. Okay, so I did this. I did a little drawing of the the writing. Man, that was so tiny. I did it with a micro pen, and it was still
I didn't
look like.
realize that was an Aquila until you pointed it out.
Yes, it's a freaking Aquila. He actually. Okay,
I love the violet tones on here.
That's nice.
You normally, and I love that the black instead of a black is more like an incubi darkness. That slightly green kind of color.
Mhm.
That dark greenish kind of color and that violet, they just really pop together. The detail on the skulls. I meant the helmet, but this is the most Warhammer model ever. So like the plethora of skulls.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The only way you could make this model more Warhammer is if you mount it on that terrain piece. That's like a corn skull.
Yeah.
It looks like he was just, on a mission to find more skulls to put on his armor. Like, oh, I think I found some underneath this rock. I can use those. It's like, man, edgy, aren't we?
These are glamour shots, by the way, of Chaplain Emo using a Snapchat filter. So he doesn't usually look like this.
Oh my gosh, it looks amazing.
Running Bear talking that smack says, "Oh wait! First of all, I love my favorite detail here because I've been seeing a lot more ever since I've started mentioning it on the show. I don't know if I'm just noticing them more, or if like somehow they're just popping up more often. But I love that both bolter holes are drilled out there and they're even. Because I can never get my storm bolter holes even. I just can't do it.
Oh man, I try out with a little pin. I put a little pinhole in there.
Yep.
So this way I can drive it.
Yep.
Because if not, it looks derp.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. Because I had issues with that too. So you put like a little pin just to where it's a starter. Actually, it's just a starter divot. And then you just go back and you just kind of, and the way I did it is I actually I took the smallest drill and I just slowly just kind of turned it on and it cut it.
I think that's where I keep messing up is that slow start. Your Wolf Brothers got no patience for a slow start.
Well, there it is.
Yeah, that explains a lot. All right, we're good.
There goes your drills.
Odie Studios about the Snapchat filter said, "Felt cute. Might delete later." Lol. Oh my god! This was posted up on Instagram. Is Chaplain Emo an Instagram
Looks like it.
model now? Yeah, Insta model. That's the phrase I was looking for.
Oh.
Is Chaplain Emo an Insta model now? Look at these details, guys.
This is insane, dude.
So, hey, if you want to improve your drill holes and you have no patience, Dremel, just get it with a Dremel.
Right.
There we go.
Just went through the whole arm. All right. This is
Orcs don't need holes. They just work. Well, that's because they're mushrooms.
Yeah, right.
Reproduce with spores.
That's right. That's right. They're fungus on their fungi.
Too sexy to monetize. This is amazing. So this is a Merlin's Magic Workshop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how meta is this, right? This is Inception here.
That is.
This is 40K playing 40K.
I love this.
There's like a time warp happening here. Something crazy going.
Like
It's so much fun. The dice, the book he's looking
Yes.
up.
yes, the stratagem cards and the dice are the details that really make it. The
I'm trying to
codex-
see what he rolled too, because I don't know if he rolled that well. Hard to tell. That is just amazing. That's just well done.
Kaiju says
anything else, but just
Kaiju says Emo is an influencer now. He keeps taking photos of battlefields with a good Airbnb and latte art in pools of blood. Models of Insta.
Okay, this is by the real Broken Fingers.
Ooh,
yeah.
he does that well with broken fingers. Man,
No, I've seen this dude's work. He's pretty
Yeah.
amazing.
He's from
actually.
Sydney, Australia.
Yeah.
it is. And this is one that goes back to something I actually was talking about with Wolf Lord Meeks the other day. I myself am not a big fan of the extremely weathered style because I'm vain. However, I can appreciate what looks good when other people do it. And man, this just looks so good.
And he did the eyes. Gosh, Black.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
just.
Why? Who doesn't do eyes?
Well.
Hey.
What? Oh,
Wow.
I hear it's somewhat popular in the community. Not that I do this, but I hear it's somewhat popular in the community to just put in a shadow for the impression of eyes. Yeah.
Right? Hey, look at that, man.
Yeah, I am physically incapable of doing eyes.
have you
Except
tried?
for, I don't know if there's something that just made it easier for these D&D minis I did, but somehow I managed on my brother's and mine and my brother's models to get eyes on these little guys who are arguably smaller than Space
I don't know
Marines.
how you could even.
It was like a one-time skill, and then it just vanished after I accomplished it.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. Well, Vince Venturello told me that he struggled with eyes. So every time he paints a model, it doesn't matter what it is, he'll paint the eyes. And even though he doesn't want to, he'll paint the eyes. And he's just like, I'm only going to get better at this if I keep doing it. So he just keeps doing it. And even at that level, it's just a thing. It's a thing.
I try about once a year just for my ego. And on this year, it didn't work. On this
Every
year,
once in a millennial, and it's just those times that I just completely screw up, so I never do it again.
no, that's actually a really good point. In fact, the flame effects, I was just talking to Freak the other day that I did on these spoons, and I failed at least a dozen times before I got them where I was happy with it. And then I did it on the model.
Right.
And
Right.
I told him I don't paint salamanders for myself. So once I hand these 500 points over to Kane, there's no point for me to airbrush flames again. But this is such a skill that's almost never used. I said, once I hand Kane these salamanders, I need to make a point at least once a month to just sit down for a good half hour and just try painting flames. So that way I don't lose all this experience I built up with these things.
Yeah, it's a good point. Oni just mentioned that that's exactly what he says. I told Mythos and Freak with faces, LOL, practice. Yeah, I remember he told us when he because I asked him, I was like, man, what do you have to do? And he's like, just paint one face in every army you do, and any any batch that you do, at least paint one, and just keep doing it. So.
And I'm trying to do the same with my squads, my white stars. I've already started making it a point to give each squad one face showing guy. And my sister's test piece I intentionally did her with no helm because I wanted to practice on faces. So I've been trying to apply his theory there.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I didn't reason I haven't done it for any of these salamander squads is because my brother wants the dragon helm for all of his sergeants instead of a bear face.
Oh my gosh, look at this. Okay, so that just looks fantastic.
That is definitely great chipping. And judging from the style of chipping, I'm pretty sure this is one of those instances where it's not implied chipping by adding paint on top. I want to say this looks like he painted the underlayer and then, maybe some chipping medium or hairspray or something like that, and then went back in post and actually chipped it up.
Yeah.
You got that layer effect, definitely. That and a lot of stippling
Yep.
to get that effect. You want to build that up in layers to make it look 3D.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because doing the chipping medium technique is how I ended up with the chipping effects for the Death Guard I painted up, and that looks a very similar style. This guy, if you guys don't know by now, I talk about him every single week because I just absolutely am in love with his work. So you guys should know who this is.
I never
You can
painted
check
that.
him out on Instagram.
Oh.
You can check him out on YouTube, but most prominently, check out his Twitch streams. Again, one of the best chilled chat Twitch painters I freaking know. And look at this great job he did on not Russ. But this incredible space Viking guy here just looks incredible. Looks absolutely incredible. In fact, when I saw this, I was like, this is just so incredible because you guys may know, but your Wolf brother is an absolute fan of Russ. And when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, this looks so amazing. Can I please share? He's like, let me get you some better pictures. So this brother hooked us up.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. I just noticed the flaring. You see that?
Yeah. Yep. That is one of the things I noticed right away because I look for that whenever I see more people do it with the greenish ice effect, where they do the ice effect by having the ice kind of like where you see ice kind of spread in those kind of streaks or arcs or whatever.
Yeah.
That way, that's one of the things that always impresses me because that kind of flare, I guess you said, is one of the things that really sells a frosty look to me.
I'm gonna have to
and I don't know how to do that on my own power weapon effects. I just go with the power glow all the time.
Yeah, actually, this would be similarly to how you would do the canopy.
Oh, like a canopy effect.
Yep. You just kind of take a sharp object and just go, whiz, 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 and do the same thing on the other side, and then you can wet blend the rest.
Honey says I just threw the phone when I saw this.
I want to bring your attention to the hand right there, because if you look really closely at the edge of the hand that's closest to the axe, do you see the blue in the axe inside that hand?
Yeah, it's actually picking up the
very light source, that kind of reflection. So yeah, you want to tie in the colors of the glow, not just one color, but all the colors of the axe into the reflection itself. And definitely.
You're right. That's exactly what he did. Look, there it is right here, and there it is here.
Just to make sure I'm understanding the technique correctly, just like Bruce Leroy, I've got to feel the glow.
Oh my God, Lily! You do something, please. That was the
so no.
bad dad joke. That's
just dad jokes.
Oh.
I made a bad enough pun. I think I broke Freak a little bit.
It was, and I'm older than dirt. Come on, gee. All right, moving on.
I'm not even on camera. That was a swat for nothing.
All right, do it again. We're on camera now. Yeah, boot to the head. That'll work.
I am on camera now. But...
That's
It was just an envelope. You're fine.
I had a paper cut. We were talking about the wiping the blood off the forehead.
I would be impressed. Got paper cut in this.
That would be amazing. It's like she went. I didn't feel a thing. All of a sudden, it starts bleeding profusely. Whoa!
Like WCW up in here.
Right? Oh, the chair comes flying through. Mythos down. His chair just.
They're like, remember Wolf Brother Mythos? He was a great guy.
He's a wonderful, wonderful guy.
I will remember you.
All right, so this one is by
Again, phenomenal job, Wolf Wraith. Check him out on
Yes.
Instagram, YouTube, and the Twitch.
loads of badassery there. Yep, this is from Fendrick Studio.
It's an interesting mini.
It
So-
is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of World of Warcraft. The dwarves in
Yeah.
Storm in. Gosh, I was even thinking about it and I forgot the name. But anyway,
Babe. Wild Dwarven City. Wild Dwarven City. Iron Forge.
Iron Forge. Yep. Thanks, guys.
Forge.
Yep, that is Iron
That's
Forge.
pretty wild.
Kaiju got you.
Yep.
Kaiju got your back.
That's the kind of reminded me of, like, you know, the guards in Iron Forge. That's kind of what it reminds me of.
I know.
I love this because I've always wanted to do a dragoon style of in armor, like leaping down with the spear embedded in something.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to steal this idea because I actually bought a AOS champion dude for this pose so I could do this. And actually seeing somebody execute it, but with this hammerhead here instead of a spear, definitely shows that I can make this conversion. Do that for one of Kane's salamanders because Kane's favorite Final Fantasy class is Dragoon or Lancer. So I could do that with a spear tip in like a Chaos Marine or something like that.
Nice.
That'd be cool.
Just the tip.
That's everyone's favorite game.
I like that it's an orc head underneath there. Sorry, brother Ian, if you're watching, but yeah, antifungal.
Yeah.
Antibacterial up in there.
Yeah. I mean, who wants Ashley's foot, right? Come on. Dude.
Wog foot.
Running Bear Size says, I so damn want my dwarfs back in 40K. It's going to get me salty. We got Brother Skarnir from Plastic Crack Gaming says, Wog, what up, you gets?
But my mom calls me. Wait, what?
Here we get.
Yeah. Get! Yes, Mom! I said get! Oh, I know, I'm here.
Brother Ian says, hey, when one orc dies, 100 more are born.
This is true.
That's why Exterminatus is the answer.
Now, this is up Mythos Alley here.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
This was sent to me by a pretty great guy named Brother Freak or Papa Freak.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking hate you.
Are we there yet?
I'm telling you, I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna be yelling, "Get off my lawn!" You know, just.
I thought you love it when they call you Big Papa.
It depends who's calling me that and how they're saying it. You know, when we were at a restaurant, you know, in a buffet, and then the waitress looks at me and he goes me. And then one of the guys said, "Hey, Dad." I'm like, okay, I hate y'all. I so freaking hate. And the lady and the waitress is like, "No, you're old." I'm like, what? What does that have anything to do with what? Just get me my water. I don't. Why? Why?
Water, you're old.
And it's like, no, you need to eat slow, eat vegetable. You're old. Oh God. No, seriously. So she really went to Oni and just started talking to him like, "Hey, how old are you?" I'm like, who asked this? What is going on? I'm thinking, and she's a good waitress. She's always taking care of me. She's really awesome. And it was just funny that she just starts this conversation with my buddy, and she's like, "Oh, you look very young. Are you in school?" I'm like, what is happening? I mean, seriously, what is freaking happening right now? And she goes, you look like you're 13. And then she looks at me
with his
No.
full beard, by the way.
Oh yeah, he's
Oh,
like, dude,
nice.
dude, you seen Oni, bro? Oni is like mountain man, right? And she looks at me and she goes, "No, no, not you. You old." Like, okay, that's enough for you. Like, I was like, come on, man. I said, I'm done. I'm gonna take my sorry old ass and go get me some more food. Oh man, and then and he turns around, yeah, Dad. I'm like, so yeah, so that's been a running freaking joke, and of course, it never fails. It's like, it
Did you
might
get
as well
the
happen.
discount? Did you get your senior
No,
citizen?
apparently I was old enough to be called old, but she didn't offer no seat.
I want 15%.
Papa Freak needs a nap.
Freak.
Oni says Papa Freak needs his nap.
Oh man.
I'm telling you, man, I'm gonna walk around with that little, the walker with the tennis balls and shuffle around.
Build the bridge, mate. One orc dies, no one cares. A billion die. Just a day in the life of a space wolf.
It's gonna look like David. Dude,
Game
I
Craft
remember
Dragon
that.
Of course, he took care of you. You don't get a good tip from senior citizens if you don't.
Oh, well, there you go.
I remember that movie, Running Bear. It's so messed up, bro. Did you remember watching that movie, Big Trouble in Little China?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So David Lopan, right?
Oh yeah. That's ancient, bro. That's some ancient
I mean, that's what she must have thought I looked like. I'm like, what? What kind of beer glasses or goggles are you really wearing right now, lady? Because really? Holy cow. Thanks, Running Bear.
Nice.
Oh. All right. Art of the week. I'm sorry. So this is from Def Sane Scar. And it looks amazing.
Absolutely.
That's pretty cool.
So, Mythos,
Man,
would you have painted the canopy on this one too if you had it?
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, now that I've painted one,
Yeah.
I'll have to match.
Right.
So
That's awesome.
the white scars can have 0 clear canopies now.
But you can still have the exact same effect with just painting white. Leave it clear, but you can actually paint the reflections on it. What do you think about that?
Nope.
No. Like, screw it now.
Gotta match.
Oh my gosh. That's right. You're
Just
right.
like my basic. It's got to match.
Wow, bro. Wow. You're going to throw that back at me, huh? You're going to just throw it right back at me, and that my basing doesn't match. You got to be better than me. Thank you very much. Oh, no, you weren't trying to call me out. You just called me out. That's exactly. This is like the second or third time you said, oh, my basing got to match. That's exactly what you said. It's like the third time you said my basing got to. My basing doesn't match because I just want to practice different things. You're kidding me.
Hey, the first army is where you get all your experimenting in. That's why I have like 3 different kinds of basing on my space wolves and three different iterations of my armor color.
Yeah, my Space Wolves is my play around.
Stop starting fights, Dad. You need a nap.
Shut up, shut up, Morty. You shut up, Morty. You don't know what you know what you're talking about.
Gamecraft Dragon says that's what he does. He calls people out.
That's so true.
There you go.
Man, I love that white scars flyer.
This is so cool looking, man.
Attica Miniatures.
Attica Miniatures.
This is a big boy. This is a 90 mil one.
Nice.
1/20th scale.
With this one,
Cool.
Attic Miniatures.
Attica Miniatures, yeah.
That
Gosh. This is epic sauce right here, bro. This is big leagues here, man, and that's just
this, I mean, just this one has such a. This is one of those like Rob talks about all the time.
Yeah.
The looks so good. It looks like a canvas painting.
Yeah.
Right.
The 3D.
Yeah. I mean, I think you've arrived as a painter. If people mistake your pictures for canvas painting, I think like that's it, because the masters are, the masters. So if it looks like that, then you're like you've arrived. If it looks like Fran Facetta's work, then you've gotten there. This is gorgeous.
And looks like he's been busy. Look at his tabard. Look at his blade. It's
War torn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the
You've
blood
seen some
stains and everything. Gosh.
You got some stories to tell.
Weathered, bloodstain. I mean, just
Rob,
the millions of different shades in each fabric.
You said it exactly. It tells a story. You
Yeah.
look at his face, you can tell it's like he just got through taking down an army or just and he's resting. He's just thinking about the next task at hand. It's like amazing.
That's the mark of a real good piece, because you look at it and you say, wow, the technical skill is great, but technical skill is only part of it. You have to have the composition, you have to have the right lighting effects, and then you have to tell a story with either weathering or with the lighting effect, with the emotion definitely in the eyes. And it's not easy to do that. I mean, that's a level of mastery when you have all the components
Yeah.
working together.
Yeah, Oni's right. That's his "come at me, bro" pose for sure.
Oh yeah.
Man, that is just absolutely, and the amount of detail.
Yeah, technical skill is definitely there.
Yeah, the robe, the actual robe looks like it is a robe. It looks like cloth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
texture. Mhm.
The texture is so there.
You see
And I
the
love-
lighting mythos. You see how like right in there, and that's what I was trying to pull with the robe that I did for Archer, for his emo. It's like it gives that fabric look. This one's not so much set up to be like silk, like emo is, but see how well it's shaded here, but you get the lighting right in there. It kind of gives those creases some reflection.
Yeah.
That is skill, man.
Well, also, I think to add the kind of texture that this is, you may want to check out Vince's tutorial on stippling
I was just about to
for fabric textures and stuff like that, because I think that's one of the ways that this look was achieved.
say, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then when it comes to light study, because I'm actually doing a book study on light and shadow, and you get a spotlight and you want to take a picture of that, take a flash photography, or just shine a really big flashlight at it at one angle, and then take a black and white picture of it, so you know exactly where your highlights are going to be and your shadows are going to be. You have a map. You take that picture, you pin it up wherever your work area is, and it's like, I know I have to put a glare of light here,
That's a
and then
good
I have to get
point.
shadow there.
So take
Yeah.
the miniature and actually flash the light, and take a snapshot, and that way you can see where that light source is coming and paint those as you go. That's actually a really good idea.
It's always easier to paint with a reference and having a plan before you go and attack it.
Good
Yeah.
point. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is gorgeous work.
I mean,
Absolutely.
I can stay on this all day. This is just absolutely amazing.
I mean, that's why you see people in museums just staring at artwork, because they're like deconstructing it. If you're a painter, you get to really appreciate all the brushstrokes, all the technique, all the hours. The question I have here is, how many times did he mess this up before he got it right? Because that as a painter, you have to. I don't think skill is just, you're born with it. That is just talent. Talent is earned by doing hundreds of different types of mistakes and learning from each one and building upon that. So the journey he must have come as a painter has been amazing.
I mean, the detail of the chainmail. I mean, look at that. You can even see the discoloration and even some, blood staining within the chainmail. And the reflect. Okay, that has got to be super hard to think about. You got reflection on the elbow, on the shoulder, on the creases. I mean, it is just. Again, I think Zane said it best. These painting skills make me hate life and paint. God.
This This dude has been painting for a long, long time. That's all it is. That's all it is. But yeah, you think about chainmail, you think, oh, silver done. It's like there's so much more to it. There's sky earth reflections. There's so much to consider. Yeah, absolutely.
I like Running Bear says, okay, we need a week of miniatures that make us feel like we are okay. This is making me want to do bad things to my brushes.
Golden Demon Manor.
While that sounds good in theory, the downside of that and why I feel like I could never host that on the show is because if we ever did that, that would mean we'd have to be ones to judge somebody that goes on to the off week. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, these guys are everybody we showed today is the B team. You know? Oh, hey, a miniatures channel shouted me out. Oh, they put me on the B team.
Well, we can always show the paint or thin your paints guys. So that's
thin your
always,
paints.
yeah.
Also, I could probably show some of my early work because unlike your early work that won a medal, when you were first starting, I actually, well, I actually have some beginner minis that are like actually probably fit pretty well on the B team.
Oh man. Wow. Is this Kennedy Lyncher? This is a
the
really
con.
cool con, yeah.
Find this person on Warhammer 40K White Scars. I don't know if we have any White Scars that watch us, but
Wait, that's not what I selected. Why?
I saw
There it is.
I saw this version of the Kargan painted up, and yeah, I just had to show it off. It's just too good. Love the non-metallic effect on the sword there.
Yeah.
Everything about this miniature, I just freaking love it.
freaking D.
You know what? Actually, so I get submissions from everybody, or not everybody, but I get submissions from our community all the time for Art of the Week. Guys, this week only, I want only B team submissions. But the only caveat is I only want you to submit something that you might feel that you've done as B team. Right? I don't want us to call out other people in the community and say, hey, look at Jerry's work here. Jerry is such B team material. That's what I don't want.
Jerry's my nickname, man. Why do you want to do that?
Huh?
I said Jerry's my nickname, man. Why do you want to do that?
My 3-color
Call
work
me
is
out,
black
bro.
is gonna be my B team work right there.
Because we all know what Rick thinks of Jerry. So also, Brother Rob, you are not allowed to submit anything for B team.
Yeah.
I'm definitely B team.
You're the only guy I know who does like, here's this award-winning model. It's okay for tabletop. What?
Yeah,
Right.
it's going on the tabletop. I'm gonna play it.
Yeah. Rob has the ability to take a miniature, stand up, pee on it, and it comes out to be 3-color men, tabletop quality. How? Not cool. Not cool.
It's
I
like
just drink a lot of water.
Right? Yeah, look at that. I just made an imperial fist. What? Just not cool, man.
I'm gonna batch.
And he
paint.
looks right, and it looks great.
you said that, and Zane goes, "Kinky, I'm interested."
Oh gosh, here we go.
I need to drink more water. Big deal.
Ice Wolf says, "I would be glad to be on the B team. Too many hobbies to be a super painter. I've got plenty, and guys, I don't feel like I'm a stellar painter now, but I have plenty of B team.
I've got enough of B team stuff. Trust me.
No, I don't think you qualify either because even your earliest stuff. No. We have proof on YouTube. Your early stuff got nominated for a medal
Nice.
by another YouTuber.
I don't understand that. That's, I mean, he might have been drinking. I don't know. That's nothing on him. It just, I wouldn't say I have some B team material. I do have some B team material, man.
Ever since I seen your Imperial Fist Night Titan, well, not your Imperial Fist Night Titan, your Night Titan, your Hawk Shot, that was gorgeous.
Thanks.
Really.
I feel like if a model wins an award, you're not allowed to put that on the B-roll.
But I'm not.
Depends on the award.
Yeah, exactly. It could be the crappiest award,
Yeah,
the
worst painted.
He said that
You showed up to the award.
the one who needs to wear a helmet award, huh? That's me.
I think
The
he called
really,
the award
really
something
special
like the first war gamer to not have an army that looks terrible or something like that award. He said because he commented that he was watching our videos and he didn't believe that these were Freak's first attempts at miniature painting.
Yeah, that was kind of. I mean, it was really nice of him to say, but I was like, "Are you sure? This is definitely my first rodeo, and I know that I messed up, and there's a lot of bad things here, and so I don't know. Like I said, I'm thinking
Out of all the people in this chat right now, on the stream, on camera right now, I'm the only one who qualifies for B team category, guys. It's all good.
It's not true. It's not true.
Remember, Brother Rob, the point of this exercise is that these are supposed to elevate people's opinion of their own work. So nothing that you put out on the table, Rob, is somebody going to be able to go like, hey, maybe I'm not that bad at this.
I don't know. You got to see my Reaper miniatures, man. You have a couple. I mean, I hate them things.
I really like your Reaper miniatures.
there
I
you go.
literally like quick 30-minute paint, and there you go. Let's make it happen. Like,
Yeah, that's what Elstonation does, and they win awards.
There you go.
Oh.
There you go.
Like, yeah, tell you, man, you start painting Imperial Fist by just standing on miniature and pee on them. There you go, Imperial Fist. And they have highlighting and shading on it already. Like, how?
You don't want to know how I get my Nurgle done.
Wow. Stop taking penicillin. That's what you do, you know?
You don't want to know how I get my Slanesh done.
Oh.
Gosh.
Oh.
We do need the maker.
Okay, yes. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, I got to paint up Mortarion one of these days.
Somebody call Andraste because y'all need the maker.
Oh, I need to update the stream. It's not scrolling. That's so weird. I don't know why it's stupid thing doesn't scroll. That's
All right.
Please.
Running Bear, we've seen some pretty excellent work out of you. I wouldn't say B at best, not at all. Reaper, you say. Wolf Wraith. Wolf Wraith paints up some amazing
The
looking
gauntlet is
Reaper
down.
stuff. It's a
Yeah.
trap we fall into naturally, comparing yourself to others. When we
Oh, yeah,
should be
sure.
comparing yourself against yourself and your personal progress.
True.
That's why I'll happily show some of my B team stuff, and then whenever I paint a new version of something I painted before, like when I did my Wolfen showcase, I always show what my previous Wolfen looked like, or when I did my Logan Grimnar, I showed what my previous Logan Grimnar looked like.
I mean, I had a friend come over the other day, and I looked at my Bjorn, and then I compared it to the next Boxy Dread. I did another Boxy Dread, and I put it there. I was like, this is before I painted my Night Titan, and then all the stuff that I learned, and I put them side by side, and I'm like, right? Bjorn is just not looking good right now. I'm like, I don't like it, but that means I've improved. So,
Plastic Crack Game says, since when did this Golden Deem Awards turn into the Golden Shower Awards? Yeah.
because Freakalicious is here. There you go.
Oh,
Make
Oh,
it happen.
that's a good.
Make it
That's a,
rain.
this is a good. You have a good point. Yeah, because Mythos gets angry, when I talk about poop. So I guess I turn the other way.
Anyways,
Something fell behind you, buddy.
Yeah, it's my board, a dry erase board.
Ice Wolf says, "Do you all paint complete armies of the same level?" So, so far, all my white scars have been the same skill level. My Space Wolves spanned. I mean, I'm still painting. Well, I didn't really paint anything this year. So my Space Wolf spanned about 4 years. And a lot of that was growth.
Yeah.
So there's about 3 different skill levels throughout my Space Wolves army. And I've spent, honestly, a lot of time going back and repainting my year 1 stuff up to my current skill level. And I'm still leaving some of my earliest models, like my Blood Claws, my Grey Hunters, because I want something from that era. However, I do want, when I put an army on the field, I do want it all to look the same skill level, right? I want it all to match. And I know this is my 5th time saying that, so I'm starting to sound probably a little anal, but I just like my army to match. So, the year 1 Mythos stuff doesn't look as good next to the current Mythos stuff because it doesn't match. Am I vain? Yes.
There's only one way to solve this. You have 17 different armies, and it doesn't matter after a while. I'm just trying to paint my AOS stuff as quickly as possible so my skill level doesn't change. But when it comes to my Space Wolves, I mean, they are the history of my painting. So I love each and every special little flower.
I think it's interesting that that's the case for both of our Space Wolves armies, is that they're the armies that we both really love a lot, but they both have the most inconsistencies because they have also been our armies of growth.
Yeah. I mean, that's how you improve. This is how I improved. So when someone looks at the army and they're on that quote unquote B-roll and they see that, hey, you had a starting point too, maybe it'll encourage them to keep pushing. And that's why I leave my old, my spaceship doesn't have rear view mirrors. I don't paint my older models, because then if I feel them on the table, someone's like, my God, that's gorgeous. And then I'm like, this is where I started. So, and I just painted all these guys to get to here. So,
Right.
and I still have a ways to go. So I think that just tells a story.
Yeah. Gale Prime in the house. Morning,
Gale
fellas.
Prime, the Chilling Network Overlord.
Wow. Oh no. Well, glad to hear that it's not the virus, and hope she feels better, my man.
Oh man.
Yeah. Says Mrs. Prime is unwell, not that virus, so I'm not now awake at 3 a.m. I'll just go share your stream on the network socials, and I'll be back. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, Overlord.
That is so cool.
By the way, this is a great time to remind everyone that we are both part of the Edict Beer 40K Wargamers Unification Group. Check us out on the Facebooks. Also on the Facebooks and on chillingwargamers.com. You can find us as part of the Chilling Network.
Yep.
Which is why we've got their little logo down there.
And that's where we got the gauntlet being thrown down.
By the way, something Chilling Network related, I got a little surprise for you on the way.
For
I can't tell you what it is yet.
For who?
For you.
Oh, I thought you were wearing a kilt and you gotta,
I was like, you're gonna stand up.
Not this time.
Not
That's
this
what's on
time.
the home channel.
Eventually, just not this time.
That's it.
All right. Thank you. I did mention it to Freak right before the show, but we will both forget probably.
Oh, I know. That's why I made it put it there.
I appreciate that.
He's amazing.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Same thing. So, Rob's advice. Zane says, that's what I do. I have too many armies, and they're all painted terribly. At least the ones I did. And then Ice Wolf says, after 7 fantasy armies, all above 5,000 points, and now 3 40K armies. There's just too much. I am more a collector and player than painter for sure.
What the hell, Roxas?
Dave says, where do you submit minis to be reviewed by Frost and Fist? Man, you can contribute to Art of the Week several different ways. You can always hit us up,
I didn't see it.
either myself or Freak on Facebook Messenger. We have our email, frost.and.fists@gmail.com. We have our Instagram. You could shoot us a message over on, or just tag us on Instagram, and we can get you that way. So there's several different ways. Or on our Facebook page, you can just post them to our Facebook page. So lots of different ways you can submit to us. Who is Ragnar, and why did he receive a mortal wound like a man baby from Gazgul? Let me tell you, if
Yes, you got to get it.
I got you. I'm pretty sure if Gaz wants somebody to have a mortal wound, I think it doesn't matter, how manly or baby they are. They're going to take a mortal wound. Gaz is one of the biggest beasts in the universe.
I'm actually looking forward to painting him.
And I meant to submit that to you, Freak. It's something I wanted to talk about. Well, I'll send it to you when we talk about our main topic.
You see what Roxas?
I'm not yet. I'm still catching up, man. We've been away from the chat for a while. Archer says, I have a lot to paint to complete an army first. Catching up. Corona Heresy, get the Flamer. Gauntlet is down. Oh, I see Archer already had us taken care of with the Instagram and Facebook. Great group, Edict Rules, so many channels. Yep, that is a great channel. Great group.
Yeah.
Corona bad. Don't do that. I need my eyes to paint. Don't do that.
That's a kilt. No kilt. Yeah.
I have a little surprise on the way. How Mythos tells Freak he's pregnant. I can't tell you.
That is just.
Guys, join us next time for our Frosted Fish gender reveal. I'm stripping a group of eBay rescues right now. You're stripping a group, or you're stripping for a group of
I was
eBay
gonna
rescues?
say that just sounds so wrong. I mean, really, eBay is okay. That's where we resort to now.
Highest bidder.
Okay, thank you so much, Overlord. We really appreciate you, my man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smash Captains, man, they're the best.
Speaking of which, Gale Prime is not only the Overlord for the Chilling Network's live chat, by the way, every Thursdays over on the Chilling on Chilling Wargamers, but also he runs the Discord for the Chilling Network as well. So if you go check out the Chilling Network Discord, you can definitely talk to Gale Prime there and all the other Chilling Network community. The baby gender is Tau. Dun dun dun. That's it.
Dow.
God.
I have your little man right here.
That also sounds sexual.
Daddy. Son.
I have
it
the little
again.
man right here.
Mythos, he has your eyes.
I painted him like that.
All the gaming clubs and gaming shops in Madrid have shut down because of coronavirus. It sucks. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Bloody hell.
Big news, guys. I'm sure you guys have already heard. Gaming stores everywhere. Madrid, where Dave is. We have a friend in Denmark where they've basically gone to quarantine status. So, no gaming there and stuff like that. Obviously, Adepticon being canceled is pretty huge.
Yeah, it is.
A little baby Tau with Space Wolf accent. I want to make this conversion now.
I know, it sounds great. And we call him our son.
Dude, I'll call him George.
Apparently, I've been cheating on you with either Roxas or Cloud, though, since it's Tau.
Oh no, oh no, freak, he's yours.
Archer, good old Smash captain. I can always rely on him. He says, and then Mita throws the baby out the window.
That's too much.
Oh, wait, he's not wrong. Gamecraft Dragon says, do you leave Mythos' Shadow Sun waifu dreams alone? I've seen some art, guys. I've seen some art. I'm not against this. Would Ragnar still have the same warlord trait? Saga of the Warrior Born fighting first would be great. I don't think we've seen the
No, I haven't.
the warlord trait, but I mean, fighting first would be fantastic.
Beats all other armies. It's just one warlord trait. Why not?
Better than everyone. What?
Yes.
That's the key word. Better than everyone.
Guys, ChillCon is on the 28th. So if you guys happen to be there in the UK, and if things don't happen badly, definitely check out ChillCon. He says we're very scared for ChillCon being forced to cancel or delay as well. The UK government now is apparently thinking of closing all mass gatherings. I've been really worried for you guys because I know how much ChillCon means to you guys and how much you work and whatnot you guys put into it. I've been, especially as things get serious over here. We were talking earlier in the show. I work in security, and we're starting to have to look at what we have to do for each site as contingency plans if things go to a lockdown status and stuff like that. And doing all that from a security standpoint of what we would have to do for all these different venues with different clients, has had me wondering and hoping that things are good for ChillCon. So I'm worried for you, man. I hope you guys aren't, putting all this effort in. But at the same time, if they do, shut things down, I'm sure there's a good reason for it. It's being done for the best, for people's safety. So I really hope it doesn't come to that, though.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of the reasons why if you guys are just joining or joining us in the last 30 minutes, notice that I'm completely, no fur.
Baby face, right?
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
I don't know if we can go back that far, but
Wow. You're going there, are you? Okay. No, but they have to. I work at IT at the hospital, and so they have to fit us for a perfect seal on the mask, and it's the specific type of mask that actually keeps microbes from passing through. And when I had the beard, it was not getting a perfect seal, so I had to get rid of it. So.
Similarly, I did, that to the extreme and went for the entire head.
So you can pull it all over, like. I'm going to steal.
Why am I thinking of like the big bubble space helmets, like on Rick and Morty? We
got this.
Right?
Cover me, I'm going in.
This is gonna work, Marty. Don't worry, Marty. It's gonna work real good. That's gonna work amazing.
Since I know I've already seen the first couple seasons and got you on the show, but now that you're watching it, I'm going back and rewatching it. So that way, whenever you mention something, I'm familiarized with it. Man, I love that show.
This is so stupid. It's so fun. It's great. I can't stop watching it because it's like, okay, this is very relatable, because it's so technical in my mind. It's like, okay, this is pretty cool. It's like, I can't explain it. It's very sci-fi-ish, but very stupid. Like, right, well, that's actually right on my alley. Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Yeah, all of us, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Just want to say one last thing before we move on to the conversation. I wish everybody watching out there stay safe, stay healthy, and stay well. Use precautions.
Heck yeah, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wash your hands. Practice safe. Everything.
I heard the Tyrannosaurus went extinct. Couldn't wash their hands.
I just imagine the Pixar, or wait, is that Pixar or Disney? Every time I have a big head and little arms.
Yeah, right.
Toy Story.
That was no, it was
Okay.
There's Meet the Robinsons.
These Robinsons. Yep.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Big head, little arms. He's trying to get them in a little corner.
I'm good, bro. I have a toilet paper fort all set up in the living room.
Speaking of which, I think after the stream, I'm going to go over to the grocery store. They just restocked the toilet paper.
Oh wow, they did.
Make a mad dash. Yeah, I thought it was a joke. I went to the store and it was like completely
No,
cleaned
it's
out. I'm like,
crazy.
Yeah.
And I think somebody, just to spite those guys, bought all the plungers. You know? So,
You know, I tell you this thing, when we're quarantined, at least us painters will have plenty to do.
it is the nerd paradise. It's like the best
Exactly.
thing that could ever happen. It's like,
Like,
wait,
oh, I actually have time to do this.
stay shut in your home?
Nothing else to do but paint here.
But okay, yeah, I'm okay with that.
Right?
And I can work from home. Okay. Oh,
So,
I got a ticket. Okay, they can wait.
I'm a teacher and I'm using Google Classroom to actually send work to my students.
Awesome.
So it is the first, well, I've been using Google Classroom all year, but it's the first time that, you know, being at home and still they're not requiring us to send work home to kids, but you know, I'm just not going to leave them hanging there. I mean, they're my boys.
Yeah,
and my girls.
yeah.
I can't. So I'm
Man.
going to do that every day.
So
So
awesome, dude.
Roxa says Doom is going to be my distraction. Is that the new Doom, my brother?
well,
I know brother Gale Prime here and a lot of the Chilling Network are fellow Doom fans.
like in the house or outside? What's going on?
Brother Ian says, is it wrong to pray for the quarantine so I can get my armies painted?
Actually, no.
There's a level in HE double hockey sticks, bro. Right there.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, like
We're all going to be there painting our minis.
pretty
one
much.
day.
Yep.
And every time we finish, it just restarts.
Yeah, it's like
Like we
no.
never get
Or no,
Last
I think Mitho's worst one is like he started painting and all his washes keep knocking over. No, they refill, knock over. No, they refill, knock over. No, yeah, that'll be
I
Mitho's.
don't think we need to harp on falling paints today. He's had a bad enough day, brother.
Oh, but it's like I
got
know
the
when
bad
he has. I know when he's got a. I know when he has a bad day when he mentions paint and he does this. It's like you see his trembling hands. Like if someone were nearby, they would wrap around somebody's neck. And probably mine if I were there. But you know, you could see him just that paint stains on my head. Kill. You know, it's like okay, homie.
I think
Today I logged on to chat with these guys 10 minutes late. And when they looked up at me, I just had corn red all over my hands.
yeah, I thought he murdered someone. I was like, oh man,
Yeah, it looked like a crime scene. It's like,
where we're gonna hide the body, man? what we're gonna do, freak, man? What's gonna do?
but you know,
You're
he is
a
part
pickle,
Italian, so you know, I'm just saying.
Hey, my boys from Brooklyn. Never trust anybody with a pig farm. All right, now you eat the bone. Just saying.
Archer says you guys might get to do a quarantine, but me working a service job for utility will still be stuck going to these nasty ass people. Yeah, we were some of our brothers in the service industry were talking about it, how some of them got an email today saying that if you get a ticket from a customer that has the coronavirus, you are still required to go out to perform the service. Just don't go inside the home.
Right.
I'm like, wow.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like-
they're literally we are actually for even visitors. They restricted our the times that visitors can come see their loved ones at the hospital, right? And you know they cut it off first of all, and there's only max of two visitors, and a cutoff is 7. And even worse is that every time they walk in the door, they have to do a questionnaire. They have to fill out a questionnaire, and fill out where have they been? Have they gone out of the state? Have they gone out of the city? Look, I mean, all kinds of stuff.
And there was a case in Maryland that's really rough because he didn't go out of state. He didn't do any of that stuff, and he still contracted the virus. So
It's crazy,
you know,
man.
yeah, they don't even know if that's the cause of it. So
Right.
that's the scary thing.
Yeah.
And I actually thought about that today. Like I'm not one to normally, panic or anything like that. But I was thinking about that today when I did get a call to go visit one of my employees at the hospital today. I was just like, should I have a mask on or something? Like going into the sick place, but it was fine.
Yeah, and I definitely don't want to put out the vibe that I'm trying to scare people or anything like that. I
Oh, yeah.
remember for 9/11, like I was in New York and I was on the promenade in Brooklyn and I saw the smoke and everything else. And instead
Wow.
of just being afraid, we all kind of bonded together.
Mhm.
You know, so it's all about community. Right now,
Mhm.
we're going through rough times, so it's bringing us together because divided we fall and united we stand. So
Mhm.
yeah, we're
Mhm.
just in this together, man.
What about
Yeah.
you? I mean, well, yeah, that's the vibe. If we made, if we read any of the comments that were jokes, or if we made any jokes tonight, it's not that we don't respect the situation, guys. It's just that's always been our ways to kind of deflect through humor, right?
Yeah.
We if we can make someone chuckle or smile, even when things are going crazy, that's where we feel like we've done a good job. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we we lack brain cells, so we're going to say something stupid. So just forgive us
yes,
for that, please. So mainly
What's
me.
the so,
Yeah, I can't brain today. I has the dumb.
all right. So we got about an hour left, and we got a really cool main topic we want to talk about.
Indeed. So you want to pay some bills, Homer?
Yeah.
Ian says comedy is a coping mechanism. I'm going to catch up on the chat first.
Yeah.
And that is absolutely right, brother Ian. We're definitely a coping mechanism kind of people when we make our retarded joke, our ridiculous jokes. Drive there to appointments that has been canceled till this is over. That makes sense. Non-essential doctor's visits I could see being canceled. You think Mythos? You think you're fine, and then 2 weeks later you'll be coughing within nerveless grasp. No, thank you. You got to laugh about it, or all else will be depressed. See, that's the way I've always been. It's if I focus on the bad stuff, I kind of go into a downward spiral. That's why I try and find the light in situations, whether it's finding,
Nemo.
where somebody has done something nice, acts of kindness, or something that you can, have a chuckle about. That's been always my focus.
You have like a one-armed squirrel,
Yeah.
Ooh, squirrel.
Stupid squirrel. Hey, one-armed bandit.
Doing a lot of Roxas's jobs. Been thinking about doing a lot of transferring to work at home setups.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting from the IT perspective.
Yeah, everybody wants to work from home. Everybody wants VPN. It's like,
Freak, I got used to you looking like an adult with the facial hair.
sorry.
See, that's one vote for not looking old, right?
Sorry. It's still doesn't matter. I'll roll ones on that anywhere.
So, all right. So we are caught up in the chat.
I started getting the crow suit. Like this is a
I just look like a crow. Car comes by. All right.
anyway. Good.
You want to do Chaplain Emo first, so we can show some of the goods
Oh,
and
yeah.
do our editing?
Speaking about community, let's get together here.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chaplain.
Especially
Yeah.
since we saw some really glamour Snapchat shots from Chaplain Emo.
Oh, really?
Right.
Nice.
Plus that Templar we saw. I mean, there's a lot. Some people were talking about burning their brushes there. I think we all could use a little more motivation to get us through both. Some art that we feel like we'll never be able to match that level, but also, we could all use a little break from, the serious talk of the real world that we were just going over, and what's going on in the world. Things like Adepticon being canceled, possibly ChillCon. Let's get away from all that, guys. Let's look to something that can inspire us and motivate us again.
Indeed.
When you're going into battle and you don't know how to feel, just count on Chaplain Emo and his joy will make you squeal. So when the world takes you down, you want to scream out, just listen to the words of Chaplain Emo.
All right, Mythos. You know how we do.
Of course. Chaplain, we always rely on you to be our voice from the Emperor, the one chosen by the Emperor. For unfortunately, while the Emperor protects us from his golden throne, not all of us can hear his voice the way that a good chaplain can. So you, obviously, the one to be chosen to represent his light and bring us his message, what kind of encouragement can you bring us?
Men, guess who the Emperor chose to represent the hundreds of chaplains at the Millennial Chaplains Conference? Not this guy.
Oh wow.
I mean, well, I'm sure. What? I mean, I'm sure his interpretation of the Emperor's message is just as good, right?
You think he would?
I mean,
You think he would not? I mean, maybe you made a mistake. No, the Emperor doesn't make a mistake.
I'm sure the Emperor has full faith, even from where he resides on the Golden Throne. I'm sure he has full faith in Chaplain Emo. Right?
On to the next thing. We got to pay bills. So yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
probably Chapolina.
All right. Well, you know what? Perhaps, and I'm not saying this way. Perhaps our grand Chaplain Emo doesn't contribute to the will of the Emperor as much as we thought. Maybe. But you know who are some major contributors? Our wonderful, beautiful Patreons that help us do what we
I gotta
do
rock this out here
and help us. I mean, do stuff like this. All these improvements we've made over the last year. We've got more lights. We've got better sound. You know, we were just doing a sound check earlier today, and you know, ever since we put in the new mics, you know, our voices are so much more crisp for this live chat thing.
yeah.
You know, I mean, I've got lights here. I've got lights here. I've got, like I just mentioned, the new display over here.
The nudist,
You know-
what? Nudist.
But Freak, you can definitely see what he's done over in his room and stuff like that. We've made so many upgrades. We're buying a new fold-out table this weekend if I can get Brother Casey down here. So that's come out of the Frost and Fist money. So that way, when we host our 2A game and can get in some possible battle reports. Yep, Freak's playing with his lighting system now. But we're looking into getting a second table so that way we can go back to doing some battle reports when we do these escalation games and stuff like that. So, you know, more 40K content there. I mean, just all kinds of cool stuff coming. And all of it's possible because Freak and I were just talking about what a new feeling it is, you know, to actually, we had expenses for the channel these last 2 months, and we were actually like, man, we really need this for the channel. And for the first time, we didn't have to hesitate. We're like, oh yeah, let's just pull that from the Frosty Fist Fund. We've got some of that on hand. So that's really cool. And of course, we appreciate the way any of you contribute, whether it's by being an active and amazing part of our live chats every single Friday, and of course, the different tiers that support us over on Patreon. So starting, we want to thank, of course, everyone in the chat tonight being part of our Friday Night Live. We want to make sure we thank
love you.
Bloodclaw, Running Bear. By the way, guys, I usually get really excited when I talk about these amazing people on our Patreon.
And he's going to do it. So
If you're plugged in with earplugs or whatever, this is my disclaimer. You may want to bump the sound down a little bit because I do get a little excited. But we also have Bloodclaw Richard over at the Nerd Life.
The Nerd Life.
We have Bloodclaw Big Mac Danskull.
The Big Mac.
We have Bloodclaw Mini Warmutt.
Mini Warmutt.
We have Bloodclaw Big D at the Gamecraft Dragon.
Big D's got a Big D Bloodclaw.
We've got Bloodclaw Chief Live Gaming.
Chief Live Gaming.
We've got Grey Hunter Inquisitor Zane.
Wild and crazy Zane.
We've got Grey Hunter Brother Roxas.
Brother IT Man Roxas.
We have the Smash Captain of our chat,
Oh, it's on.
Wolfgang.
the Archer.
Guys, this week we have a brand new Wolfguard level. One of my brothers. We have Wolfguard Hello. And we have a new Wolf Lord level. And the new Wolf Lord is named Anonymous.
We don't know.
And finally, guys, we have
Ultimate.
the ultimate Wolf Lord, the man who single-handedly stood against the Noise Marines on Alpha 51
And has got a
And
beard
brought
to prove
down
it.
the entire cacophony with but a single claw. Ultimate Wolf Lord, Meeks! You're walking across this eerie world of combat. Thank you guys so much for what you guys do and all the ways you contribute to the channel, whether it's checking out our Patreon, whether it's hitting that like button and smashing it with an axe, whether it's sharing our videos, or whether it's hanging out with us so that way we can have the best Friday night possible. Thank you guys. All right, guys. Papa Archer paying the bills. All right, Daddy. So, shall we go on to the main topic? Shall we look at some pictures? Shall we look at those delicious new models?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good. All right, Harry, let me get to the... Oh, GW news.
All right, and while you do that, there's a picture I want to add to this conversation. Just being messy. Just being messy.
Oh, you being messy? Okay. Okay, Keisha.
I really hope I saved it too. This is one of them. Actually, let's start with that one.
Want to go all the way down.
I'm thinking about starting a painting class, maybe.
Dude,
I might do the
That would be
Patreon.
awesome.
Yeah, maybe you guys can help me figure out Patreon.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yes.
That's the messy one. Okay, I had it. I was like, did I save it? This is a good way to go into it. Start with the meme that says "Be careful,"
Okay.
because we all know that a new sculpt. A couple of new sculpts that we've been waiting for a long time have finally surfaced.
Oh man.
Hallelujah. And you guys know how I felt about the old model, right?
And I concur. Look like leftover fries that you had to reheat. Never take
That's a very specific feeling.
yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
gum.
details, bro.
It's throwing toast in a microwave and microwaving it for too long and trying to eat it. It just burns you and then it's just gooey and something's just not right.
All right, so
And you pour mayonnaise on it.
it's a little too zoomed in here, but this meme says, "Be careful who you call ugly in high school."
Yes.
Very true.
God.
Very true. They grow up. They drink milk and they grow up. Very strong.
And I
Right?
think
This is a
many of us,
troll.
I think many of us have referred to the Ragnar sculpt as,
Derpy.
outdated looking or some such at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, load.
And the side-by-side comparison speaks volumes here.
Oh my gosh, it's such a gorgeous model.
It really is.
Such a gorgeous.
Okay.
I couldn't be happier. I mean,
pose. I mean, the pose versus.
so dynamic. He's just jumping off, kicking some butt, man.
Yeah.
The way
there we go.
Ragnar.
You see it a little better there.
Oh man.
All right, now we got the close-ups. Oh, yeah, there you go. Good job.
Like everything about the bottle. I've already had people locally saying, "I would love to see your take on Ragnar." It's like, I'm gonna take it home. That's what I'm gonna take.
You're right.
Are you sure they said your take on Ragnar, not you taking Ragnar?
No. They
That
want
might be
me
for the
on
hub channel.
Ragnar. Gonna have
Zane,
little wolf.
Zane, get on that, will ya?
Brown chicken pup.
That's kind of a weird position on the rubble, though. Yeah, I didn't even notice.
No, I mean, he just looks like he's just coming back for a second strike. Like he tried it. I'm just gonna come up and whack you one. He has that sword up there, like.
Let's see. Playing tennis meme. I do like that one. Actually, my favorite one is not Ragnar playing tennis. It's the one where Gazgul's launching the tennis balls, but it's a Fenrisian wolf running out to fetch it. That's my favorite one.
The next one.
Let's see. Zane says, I'd watch that. I'll make some calls. That's one for the Hub channel. There's some agreement there. My only issue is with whoever is sculpting the new Marine seem to have a thing with people standing on scenery or jumping off. Could we do some variation in poses? While I agree there is quite a bit of jumping off of stuff, I think it, especially in this case, was extra needed because one of the biggest complaints everyone had for Ragnar was how static the original pose was. And you guys have probably heard me describe it before, but I have the Marine right here, so I can back this up. You know, he's got the pistol pointing one way, kind of behind him, and the sword out the other way, and he's kind of pushing his chest forward, like he's, I don't know.
Come at me, bro.
That's not a come at me. That's a pose I
chest
see people
bump
do
or
when they're trying to
something.
use their chest for attention.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to chest bump somebody. Come on, man. Come here. Give me a chest bump.
I just got a new set of these. I want to show them off.
Exactly. Like that's his I'm trying to get out of a speeding ticket pose.
Right.
That's what he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
And
you
I'm like,
give me a ticket, officer.
so I'm glad we went from that pose to something dynamic and moving and not trying to get out of a speeding ticket.
And here's the thing with model jumping off of things, you could literally just shave whatever they're jumping off of and put them on any scenery.
That's true.
Imagine. Like you could have like cars and you could have like whatever. You could just have them jumping off stuff.
I actually kind of wanted to do that because I want to paint obviously the first one as Ragnar. But also I was like, I would love to use that leaping pose to do a Wolf Lord leaping off of the saddle of a Thunderwolf.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's such a dramatic difference.
I thought that would be
though.
cool.
I really do like there's a major difference between the two. I mean, between the size of the head. Because look at the one on the left, dude. The size of his head is about the size of his leg. I mean, hey, good night, bro. And what happened to your torso? You know? It's like...
Making fun of big head people now. Big head Ragnar.
Archer says that the original Ragnar is having a seizure. And obviously, this is an extremely well-painted Ragnar for its time, right? So the face doesn't look too bad here, but in most cases, I think this one is like, and obviously sculpts from that time period had different levels of crispness, right? You can get some metal molds that are very smooth on the detail like this one, and some that just come out not as smoothly, right? Yeah. So on this particular one, you don't really see the moon face so much, but there were definitely some moon ones.
Yeah.
And this one I put out to be messy. By the way, this is one we got from Brush and Sword. I don't know if they're the original creators of the meme, but I grabbed this one because I saw this and it made me think of all the Imperial Guard players. And don't get me wrong, I totally respect the rich history that Imperial Guard and Commissar Yarrick have had with Gazgul in the past. And on this particular adventure, his primary nemesis is he's facing Ragnar. And I think that's okay for the purposes of the story because, guys, the 40K universe is a massive universe. They cannot just he's got to run into more than the same Commissar Yarrick over and over and over again. He's got to find a different. I'm not saying that they're completely giving up all the Commissar Yarrick battles that have happened before, but this particular time he's fighting somebody else. I thought it was a good analogy where Lady Dragon the other night referred to it as like the Joker. How it's always the same Batman fighting the Joker over and over again, especially if we look at like the older era Batman and Robin stuff, And the villain's going to have more than just the one hero to come stop him, right? So I don't see that there's any problem with saying, okay, Gazgul fought Yarick a lot, but this time he's fighting this hero.
I don't think it's new. I heard that he fought Ragnar way before he fought Yarick. Just Yarick's been more often and more prevalent. I think the first time they met was Ragnar. That's what I heard.
It was the first box was against Space Wolves in general,
right.
but absolutely it did come first. But obviously, just like the more well-known and prominent ones is where
Right.
people are really going to say, "Hey, this is mine," right?
Right.
So I think that's where a lot of that comes from.
I think they're amazing sculpts. I'm happy to be getting them.
There you go.
Say.
There you go.
So I don't have any complaints.
Also, and I'm not saying that if you've been in the hobby for 20 plus years that your opinion is any less valid or anything like that, obviously, but we all enjoy this hobby together, and so the opinions on this channel may sometimes be different than what some other people say if they're attached to the older lore, simply because Freak and I have only been in this hobby together 5 years for myself, 4 years for Freak, and so we weren't around for a lot of the history that came before that. So obviously reading about it or hearing about the lore in a YouTube video is going to be different than, those that were painting and building and playing the lore from, however many years ago. So, just all matter of perspective. I like to call it paradigm.
Yeah. I really do like the evolution of the models. I really do, because I can see the difference, and I'll be honest. GW has done a great job taking a very static pose to more of a dynamic pose, and made everything look proportional. I like that. I really do. So so you got a couple that are jumping off of whatever. I don't care. I really do like those. I love the fact, man. I think they've done a great. Let's applaud. Let's applaud the the advancements.
I agree, my brother. I agree.
Say it.
I was gonna say it, but I lost it.
Ah, baby, come back. You can blame me.
That's something that Wolf Brother Meek said. It'll come back to me. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Let's look at the Gazgul miniature.
All I know is when it comes to the hobbies, nobody's going to tell me how I play with my toy figures.
That's fair.
Play with my toy figures the way I wanna.
True.
That's
There's
more
truth
than
there.
fair, brother.
There's truth to that for sure. This filler.
One thing that's missing from the old sculpt of Ragnar to the new sculpt is that gun that he was holding in his hand. But
And I actually like it without it, and also I like that they gave him. I don't feel like he needs it with the new profile they gave him with 10 attacks. I mean, a bolt, and I know I'm probably going to get some hate for this because a lot of, especially the lore heavy people, love the bolter. But the bolt pistol is one of the most inconsequential weapons in the entire game.
Yeah.
You give him a sword that is basically 10 attacks with an autocannon. That's what the same profile is.
Yeah.
Strength 7, 2 damage. That's an autocannon. So something the size of, I wish I had my my big ass Sikaran. Okay, those massive cannons on top of a Sikaran. This dude is swinging his sword at the same strength profile as the massive cannons on a Sikaran tank. Isn't that impressive? And you get to do that 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
I think that by itself definitely outdates any need for a pistol. Now, this is my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And it was it was an unpopular opinion when I posted that in the Space Wolf chat, because some people were like, some people were saying that they wanted to see the pistol on the new Ragnar model, but compared to what a bolt pistol does on the battlefield, I think the extra attacks with his sword definitely make up for any need for.
It might be holstered though. I can't really see the belt 100%.
And it could be, and maybe we didn't get all the stats. I don't remember seeing a stat line for a bolt pistol when we got his stats.
Just put and he misses once in the stat lines. because the ball. And he misses once.
Man, all the detail on this are so crisp.
Oh my gosh.
I really like the shade of gold that they chose too for his shoulder pad and the wolves on his backpack.
Oh yeah.
And I love the addition of the scar across the face after the description of the epic battle with Gaz.
Yeah, that's
You know, I love the addition of the scar. Kind of helps tell the story.
I'm like a giddy schoolgirl with that. When I heard it, he's like, Ragnar, finally. I've been waiting.
I don't know, brother Ethan, if that comment is about the Commissar Yarrick bit I was talking about, or if that's about swinging at the strength of an autocannon. Oh wait, no, I'm pretty sure that's about the bolt pistol being inconsequential. Imperial Commissar say what, mate?
I always swing at the strength of a autocannon.
That's so cool to me to swing a sword at the strength of an autocannon.
That is awesome.
Here's this big boy.
Man, I'll tell you.
So what do you think? Have the stats that have been leaked for Ragnar, are they true? I believe they are. They definitely, I could just be wishful thinking, but they look great to me. So I kind of want them.
Yep. See, I have to paint the second army so I can actually play them.
I love this new Gazgul model. Like, this new model has made me pull out my box of orcs that I had started painting. I'm like, I kind of want to paint one of these now.
Okay, very well done. You see the stitch marks?
Yeah.
Yep, the stitch marks around the neck.
Yeah.
So check this out, freak. So in the lore, Ragnar managed to actually chop his head off.
Right.
And he felt like the battle was done. But after he felt like he accomplished his task, Ragnar succumbed to his wounds, and he had like his arm, one arm was chopped off. They were huge. They said like massive rends all throughout his armor. So basically, he was Swiss cheese from all those claw marks on him, and you know he was just beaten and broken. And so he would have died from the wounds, except for going through the change to become Primaris, which they call the Rubicon, I want to say.
Yeah, Rubicon Primaris.
This is my favorite of the Gazgul tennis ball memes, is playing fetch.
Hey guys, I remember what I was going to say. That Wolf
for it.
Brother me said that Daryl Latham had a hand in creating Ragnar because he had posted in his Instagram, "You're welcome."
Oh yeah, you're welcome. That's right. So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, man.
Well, definitely thanks to him and whoever else worked on him, because I'm so just obviously blown away by the new Ragnar and Gaz models. Like I really want this to be an orc I paint up for the army that Brother Daz started me up with.
I'll tell you, painting is amazing, but sculpting, oh my gosh, that's art. That's like so wow.
Brother Roxas just said, I just tried to apply real world logic to the idea of swinging a sword as fast as explosive rockets that comes out of bolters, and it broke me.
Yep.
That's Ragnar breaks people.
Yep.
That is Ragnar. He does break
Yep.
people.
He just breaks.
Yes, he does.
My brother wants to start an orc army. He has not played since 4th edition. Do it.
Oh yeah, man. Rock on.
Geez, they hazard striped a single cord there. I know that's a lot of detail for that tiny cord.
Yeah. Yeah.
Roxas says that's not how kinetic force works.
Don't do it, Roxas. Don't go there, bro.
Yeah, no.
That's how you go into a coma and
he's Ragnar. He's Ragnar. He transcends space and time.
Don't do it, bro. You're going the logic route. Don't do it.
Maybe he's able to swing it that fast without breaking any bones or anything because he tapped into the speed force, Roxas. It's just like the Flash. I think that's the answer. Speed force.
Maybe he's just so sexy it just goes quickly.
Maybe he got the boosted strength because after he chopped the head off of Gaz, all the orcs believed Ragnar to be so much more deadly that he got the strength boost.
Oh, there you go.
And so that's why every swing of his sword is the swing of an autocannon now.
Or he high-fived Elstonation.
Yeah.
or that.
You know,
Maybe Ragnar, when he came back to life from the Primaris Rubicon, reached out for the first, face that he saw hovering over the Rubicon chamber, and accidentally ran his hand through Elstonation's beard.
Yep.
And now that one hand swings a sword with the force of an autocannon.
Yep, that happened.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Elstonation fact number 691.
there you go.
True facts, guys. True facts. You heard it here.
You
I
know,
love the option of the smoke coils coming out of Gazgul's cannon here.
oh yeah.
Also, I
Yeah.
love that brown effect at the end of the bones on Gazgul's armor there that you can see above the cannons. And if you want to learn to do a brown bone blend effect on tusks like that, you can go check out the TMP's channel, who happens to have put up a tutorial on that very idea this week using some, Seraphim Sepia
That's right.
over a bone color to slowly tint for that effect.
Nice.
You're amazing, man. Thank you.
No, you're amazing.
So part of me wants to take Ragnar's frost sword and change it for a paintbrush. Like,
That would be awesome. Just put a paintbrush there.
I'm gonna paint you.
I'm gonna pay you.
I guess my old Gaz models are going to become Mega Knobs now. Man, nothing wrong with Mega Knobs. I freaking love Mega Knobs. Need a grot on that handle to power Gaz up. We talked about how he got these Primaris powers and now swings with the force of an autocannon by accidentally running his hands through Elstonation's beard. Inquisitor Zane says, "I wish that could be me," stroking his beard slowly.
He'd be
And Brother
stroking.
Ian says, "And that's how babies are born." Spec says, true about something. We talked about a lot of ridiculous stuff, so I'm not sure what that was about.
Could be anything.
Inquisitor Zane, I'm not even gonna go for that last comment there. Oh man, that definitely turned into this went from a Ragnar conversation to a hub conversation.
Right away. Yep.
All right, so definitely thrilled. Now, if there's a new box set, which a lot of us, by the way, good morning, Spec, my brother.
Morning.
Shameless Soul, if we had the option to take Mega Bosses, you could take it as one of them.
True.
I mean, it's a Warhammer Legend now. As long as you're not playing competitively, in a tournament or anything like that, you can still take them as a Legend.
This is my
But,
world.
but that's all about what community you're playing with, though, and if they're cool with that and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
In fact, I have this fancy Apothecary on bike I just recently painted up and want to take to a game soon. So I need to ask my local group if they're okay with me playing Legends. Most of them are pretty cool. I don't see any of them saying I can't take it. But Saga of the Beast on pre-order this Saturday. I hadn't heard anything about that. That would be cool. Morning, gents. It's so early, but glad I made it, man. We hate interrupting your sleep, Spec, my man, or any of you across the pond. Ice Wolf Inc., Dave. We always appreciate having you gents here, but man, we love when having you in the chat.
I think Mythos woke everybody up while he did the paying the bills, so we're sorry about that. I know he gets a little carried away, so we might have woken up our folks over there at the UK. It was 3 a.m. I'm like, what is that sound? What is that noise? Who's making all that racket? Oh my God! Wait, right? It's like, oh wait, it's the Crazy Frost and Fist, those nut jobs. Okay, let me turn it on. Oh my God, what are they talking about now? Oh, it's Zane and the hub. Oh.
Dave, to answer your question, Brother Archer ordered his earlier at his local game stores, so I'm guessing so. I'm guessing tomorrow's the day.
Oh, really?
I know that.
It's only, and that's just the book, though, right?
Oh.
Now let's talk about the potential for a box set, guys. If it is a box set, I know, Brother Rob, you said you plan on getting the box, huh?
I mean, I would, if I could pre-order now without even knowing the price, I would do that.
Wow.
That's
Charge
awesome.
whatever you want. I'm getting it.
Now, I don't currently have the funds to get the whole massive box. If they came out with just the characters independently, definitely I would get a Gaz and a Ragnar.
How much do you think the box set would be?
I think that it's going to be, it's not going to be over 2. I think
It's
it's
about like 150.
70, 180, maybe 170, 180. That's what I'm thinking.
the Eldar box also for Psychic Awakening. So for me, that is the closest. That is the closest comparison, I think. The Eldar box set was a little more than $2.
I think you got more to that set though. I think there was more minis to that set. If you looked at the
but they haven't announced the box yet, so we don't know if they're giving us more. Remember, the rumor is that we're supposed to get one more Primaris unit, but we'll see.
Okay. Oh, because I thought that picture was it. But still,
but the only thing is we didn't get a box announcement after we saw that picture, right?
Yeah.
So there could still be more coming.
Yeah.
Now this is all conjecture at this point, but based on those rumors, because it was the same rumor that was leaked that described Ragnar jumping off of the rock, right?
Yeah.
And that would also said there would be a box with Primaris incursors or new Primaris infiltrators or whatever.
And they're going to stick Russ in there.
Units. Yeah. So we'll see. But if it is a new box and there is new units announced, I'm thinking definitely 2 or a little over 2, because the Eldar box was a little over 2, and then the Sisters of Battle box was 220. And I feel like that's the new template. That's the unofficial GW hike. Now you got a special edition, a limited edition collector's codex with the Sisters of Battle box. But I think that price, that realm, is kind of where we're aiming at this point. Now, if it does turn out and I can't get the box, I'm going to try and get the box. But if I can't get the box,
do a split.
Definitely try and do a split. I know Brother Lars, who joins us in the chat sometimes, he usually gets orc boxes. If he gets one, I might see if I can do a split with him. If anybody here in the chat, X-Gear Commander is estimating 250. I feel like we're playing the prices right. Running Bear is estimating 230. So we're who can get the closest without going over? Let's see. Running Bear said 230. I'm going to say 231.
I'll get 5 of the boxes and start.
So, anyway, Gamecraft Dragon says 185 is what he's saying. I'm going to nail I'm going to go for $2 on the dot.
Yeah.
Only 50 if you let GW management clap them cheeks. Let me tell you, if I could get the Space Wolves and the Orc half of the box for $50,
it will happen with a bow tie.
Have it at these cheeks. Let me tell you.
Wow.
Yep.
Shoot,
And that's how the 101 Dalmatians started.
Right. And that's why you're having a towel baby.
Really, Ian says is going to be treatment. You right? You right. That's how I got it.
Daddy.
Hey, that leads me into the next meme, by the way. I'm going to have you put up, because talking about the price of this box makes this very relevant. And I think we've put it up before, but I think it's just very relevant now. So I'm going to send it to you again. Oops, just that last one. The one that's
just from the waist up.
Anyways, so yeah,
yes.
I definitely think it's going to be about that expensive. So,
I think
if
so too.
any of our amazing viewers is, by the way, getting extra boxes, I've heard some people talking about, I'm going to get 2, 3, or 4 boxes for the extra models and stuff that comes in. So, if anybody's getting extra boxes and they're going to be selling off their extra characters or whatever, anyways, your Wolf Brother would definitely like an opportunity to grab one of those from you. If I can buy one off of you guys, just let me know. Whether it's Ragnar or Gazgul, because I want to paint up both.
Yeah.
You can use Freak like a coupon. What? How does that work?
What just happened?
Zayn said you can use Freak like a coupon.
Don't even know what that means, but it's funny.
Let's see. Ragnar will be 40-ish. The Beast is 80-ish. A unit of 100 of them.
I can imagine him like, you get a little off here, so here you get about 10% off with the Freak, yeah.
Get scammed.
Yes. Swipe.
Oh, so these rumors have been around for about a week and a half now, Lars. So they're saying that there should be a box with Gaz, of course. Gosh, what is the Grot's name? Gaz. Somebody will tell me in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the
his
little
side.
guy. Yeah, the little guy. Yeah.
Possibly the boys in the picture, and then they said Mega Knobs and possibly a new Mega Knob sculpt. And then the other side's supposed to have Ragnar. We saw some incursors in the picture. And then allegedly a new Primaris unit with shoulder cannons.
And Russ, they're going to just sneak that in.
Oh,
by
Hard,
the way.
that's his name.
Oh, by
Thank
the
you,
way,
Spanier.
Hey, my coupon worth went up. It's about 15% now.
Russ is in there. Bryce goes up for $400. There you go, per box.
Damn it.
Oh, I'd like to ask about how my brother Mythos said he was going to be a coupon. Why are we in the back? Is that where you guys keep these box sets stored? Why are you dimming the light down?
Hey, yeah, and then you slowly hear the music creep up. Like,
Why do I have my Chippendales bow tie on all of a sudden?
Mythos, what? Can you turn the why? Where's that music? Mythos, wait. What is happening? Mythos, help, Mythos, come back! Don't leave me here by myself.
Gosh, brother Ian says they're called backdoor coupons.
Oh.
That's awful. That's awful.
Yikes.
Wow!
Gotta
Oh,
check
man.
A lot of screaming. I'll never forgive you, Mythos.
Big D with his glove. All right.
Freak, have you seen Pulp Fiction?
Yes, I have.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Yep.
That was a very disturbing scene.
Yeah.
Very disturbing, bro. That was like I felt my brother like, oh man, someone.
I think we all grabbed the katana together.
Yep.
All of us.
Yep. I'm like, oh.
And the cat makes a nosedive. Yeah, I don't know how we got here.
We take the express route.
Yes, we do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Like my people.
we gonna be putting no
apparently
gag
what
ball around my mouth. Ain't gonna happen, Homer. No, heck no. I'm going down fighting.
There you go.
Gonna happen unless I'm wearing a bow tie. It ain't gonna happen, bro. Hell no.
Really has bow tie off camera.
All right, and then there's also one those
hey.
rumor engines, Freak. Do you mind pulling up that rumor engine?
I don't know. You're about to sell me out, bro. I mean, gosh.
I never said that. I said that's what the chat encouraged.
It'll
It'd be fine.
be okay. Just let it happen.
Freak, you think I would do something like that to you?
Yep. You know?
Just make sure we're on the same page.
Oh, all right. Let me see if I can.
It's an Orky. It's an Orky apothecary.
Man who sells out brother drops Contemptor Dreadnought.
Okay, so the rumor engine definitely looks pretty orky to me.
Yeah. I mean, no, it doesn't have to. It could be Drukari. Have the spider from that.
All right, so I wanted to show this because, one of the rumors was potentially new Gazgul or new Meganob armor.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if this is necessarily, it doesn't look beefy enough for Meganobs, but definitely something new Orky is coming. If you guys remember a few months ago, there was also the rumor of, it looked like a pair of binoculars. They look kind of like updated, like Space Marine binoculars, but it looked like an orc hand was holding them, right? And now there's this one with this buzzsaw here. So definitely something orky is coming, which could be a further indication of the potential box set coming.
Pretty
Yeah.
cool. I am pretty excited about that. It's pretty cool.
Oh, okay. So Brother Skarner says, nah, he's thinking it's a Necromunda Holon. Now we have seen a lot of this kind of like,
Yeah.
almost orky style tech in Necromunda lately, but I can't. And of course, if it's been revealed on a different, if it's been revealed on a different reveal so far, then you guys correct me down in the comments below. But I still can't help but think about the orc can holding binoculars a few rumor engines ago. Binoculars look like Catachan arm, no claws on the hand like most orc sculpts. I could swear I saw claws on that hand though. I thought it looked a little rough like an orc hand because a lot of people were saying Catachan, but to me the arm looked more orky than human.
Can you guys
See,
tell?
so there's a couple different opinions here. Some people say, Skarner says Necromunda. Brother Ian says looks like a knob kit to me. That's a big choppa, 100% sure.
He knows.
Brother Zane says there was a knob mech with two-handed choppa and a power saw at the end of it, so that could be that. Brother Running Bear says there could be a pain dock model likely. So we got a few different opinions here.
Yeah. You guys, have you seen the regimental standard? Can you tell a grot from a guardsman? Because there's really no difference.
A grot or what?
Or a guardsman.
Oh, wow.
They're both as expendable. It's terrible.
I agree, Big D. I think he probably would.
What's that?
He said if Mythos was offered a $2,000 shopping spree at Games Workshop or Forge World, he'd sell Freak Out faster than a Popeye's chicken sandwich.
No. Oh yeah.
Man,
I love you, Freak, but you know what? TW.
Man, the chat has really like dogpiled on this. Everybody's just so sure I would sell out my bro Freak.
Yeah.
Well, they believe you call people out and now you sell people out. So
Oh yeah.
I think these crimes are not on the same level. I just want to get that out. I think these crimes are not nearly on the same level.
I'm sorry that you calling Freak out on those bases. Consistency, right? Because you have to have a consistent armor, right, Freak?
yeah, I mean, he called me out as being old already, so that was one. And now he's pretty much ready to trade me over. He's gonna pimp me out for some
Did I call you out on
minis.
that, or did I imply heavily? There's a difference.
And he called me out on my basing not being all uniform, and then he's gonna pimp me out. Doggone it, this is pretty jacked up. I don't know. I'm feeling a little worried now.
I feel like these scribes are not all on the same page here.
Yeah.
Freak, I have a job for you. What? Don't ask questions. I feel like I'm Morty and he's Rick. Here, put this on. Wait, what? Why does this look like a dress? Shh.
Oh man.
Don't sell me out.
Call me on that B-level painting.
Right? He called you out on B-level painting.
He just has a wolf-headed pimp cane now. This continuity has developed a mind of its own.
I wish I had some disco music, Just something.
You can dance.
Yeah. See Mythos walking with big old those platform shoes and yep.
I actually bought a cane for that exact reason. Okay, so what happened is that we were doing a what was it? I want to say it was 7 years. No, something like that. 7 years of no OSHA recordables at our company celebration. And of course, the theme for it was basically safety millionaires and stuff like that. And so everybody was dressing up in their finest suits and stuff like that. Like the officers really got into it. A lot of them were wearing their best suits. A lot of the ladies were wearing their best dresses and stuff like that. And everybody was trying to outdo each other. And so I decided to take that a step further. And not only did I get my best suit, but I also took the fabric and made myself an ascot. And I got a It was a purple ascot that I made to match a purple pimp hat with the white leopard print band around it that I cocked at an angle. And so I went in there in my regular meeting clothes with a button up and some slacks and helped set up the meeting. And then while one of the other managers was doing intros and stuff like that, everybody was talking about how everybody was dressed up. They had their millionaire look going on. We gave away a lot of cash prizes that day and stuff like that, all kinds of stuff. And I come out of the back with my pimp suit and pimp cane, and everybody just lost it. I got a standing ovation for that because I'm normally very serious at work, right?
That's
Like
nice.
there is Mythos, which you guys see, and Mr. Kushranada, which is much more serious safety manager, right?
Wolf Pimp Mythos.
And I don't normally, especially back then, don't really cut loose at work at all. I'm usually kind of a little more formal, I guess.
Did you have a feather in the hat?
I did.
You needed to complete the feather, man. All right.
But anyways, I came
did it.
with that pimp cane, and I was, strutting with that pimp cane and the suit and whatnot. And man, people just absolutely lost it. People had a good time.
Look what Spec saying.
Ain't no half second, man. You're the biggest.
Man, every scenario GW's going to beat freaks ass like a Hong Kong protester. Wait. We have. The Overlord demands photographic evidence.
Oh my god. Oh man. Oh man, I can't.
Man, I wish I still had pictures of that, but that phone got dropped in water.
Oh,
Oh, that hurt.
that happened to my mother once.
Fell in water?
I mean, she
Oh.
was in the restroom and she got up and she's like, "I'm on Facebook now." Like, boom. It's like, "Rob, help me!" I'm like, "Oh,
Oh no. No.
yeah."
Who said the kids to do it? Go out, Grandma.
Kids are too smart for that.
They're already out. Bye.
This guy
Actual
had-
Big Mac is way overdue. Freak take one for the team. That's what Mythos is thinking. Zane, we should all get the discount. See, at first it was Mythos was pimping Freak out. Now Mythos says, now they're saying Mythos pimp out Freak and we all get the discount.
goes around, comes
Oh yeah,
I
you're
run
right.
a
It's getting
Mecha Orc army, so limited to the Big Mech with the SAG is rough on me. I need my Big Mechs. Picturing Mythos in a mink coat and a pair of the Astrea super tank set up like platform shoes. Freak will never sit again. Mythos backhands freak. Where are my damn miniatures at? Go back out and hold until I get my gaming crack. Wow.
Wow.
Wolf Pimp voice. What is up, beautiful people? It's Wolf Pimp Mythos Kushranada. Oh man, Kaiju said, "I bet it was a good meeting." Yeah, a lot of people had a good time, man. I need photos, or I don't believe it. Oh man.
Just a quick side note. Gale Prime, that was his first time actually checking out. What's his name? Emo. So that was his first Chaplain Emo experience. So
He has been popped.
yeah. I don't know whether to say I'm sorry or congratulations.
First one's free.
There you go. So we have one every show, man. So
Speaking of this being one of the Overlord's first emos, this brings us to a point of where, we know our show is not very UK friendly. So we have a double announcement for that. We talked a little bit about it last week, but next week will be our Saturday UK friendly show. We'll be doing it from 12:30 in the afternoon U.S. Central Time and about 6:30 in the evening over UK time next Saturday. Now, there's a couple things with that. We'll be doing the Saturday show, and we're super looking forward to that. We're having on the Great Edict Beer 40K.
Nice.
So we're really looking forward at a shot of redemption after the tornado came through our last live show.
And the tornado of a show, it was, oh.
And we're really looking forward to that. But also there's a downside to that. While we will be doing a Saturday show, next week we are actually not doing a Friday night live. And the reason that is because it is Darklight's birthday, and we're going to celebrate with our brother Darklight. And he happens to only have off Friday that week. He's on 6 days, right? 6 days a week right now. And Friday night is literally the only time he's available. Now, of course, if we all get quarantined and stuck in our homes, that may change. We may end up streaming anyways. But as of now, we are planning to go to dinner with my brother. So
Can't wait.
Yeah.
So pretty sure Darklight Dreamer will be 21-ish again.
That happens every year.
Hey, he's a young
Every
guy.
year.
A young guy.
Yeah. There you go. I mean, I'm proud of my age. I'm ancient. I'm all right with that.
You're okay
Hey,
with that.
I was a New Yorker. I got held up twice. I mean, I survived. Those are battle scars.
hey, it happens.
Yep.
But yeah, I miss old Darklight, man. So I really I'm glad we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, so we got some pretty big stuff. We got next Saturday with Darklight. We've got our big UK friendly stream next week on Saturday, and then the following Saturday we've got our 500 point series of escalation games. So, and I have already been kind of tweaking away at my 500 point list. I am intentionally not bringing anything super crazy. So I'm not bringing my veterans with storm shields because I know for new players trying to get past storm shield invul saves can be kind of, crazy.
You save those when you play me.
Huh?
You save those when you play me so you can stomp me there like everybody.
I would never do that to you, Rob. I'm intentionally not breaking out the Xiphon Interceptor. I only break that out for free. I'm not bringing the Storm Talon. So those are the three things that tend to do the most damage in my army, my White Scars. So I'm actually leaving those at home until people get a little more comfortable playing. Because I hate the idea of just absolutely wrecking new people, because I want, more important than me winning is both of us having a good time. So, there's no need for me to break out the biggest tools in my army to smash a new person into the ground, Let me take a list that's going to be comparable to what other people are likely to bring, or comparable or toned down, so that way we can have a similar scale game while we both learn to play this game and have fun, right?
Yup. Sounds like an illusion to me, but
I know you tend to not have that experience, right? You said you tend to go to the shop and people are like, "Oh, you're pretty new to the game. Here's my tournament smashing list."
I have two experiences. They pity me. And they're like, "Oh, you won. That's a good boy." Or they smash me into the ground. Like there's no intermediate.
I'm just trying to keep it close. I'm definitely not trying to, I'm not trying to baby anyone. I don't want anyone to feel like, I was coddled all the way through that match.
Mythos would be the perfect drug dealer, because he would get you just to where, they get so excited and like, yeah, man, I love this. This is great. I got to do this again. Mythos like, yeah, he's
That's
in.
the idea. I want the person to enjoy it enough to come back.
Like, oh yeah, he's in. And next thing you know, 2 games later, smash! Oh, Wolfen! I'm like, oh god. Xiphon Interceptor! Oh god. Pull up your freaking Redemptor! Okay.
What did you bring? 1 blood claw? All right, let me bring my.
Exactly. Oh god.
Let's see. GW is having a special show. Is this the same thing we were talking about with Freak earlier? Okay, so Kaiju says, I think I missed that. Are the Darklight and the UK stream the same one? Or no. We're skipping next Friday night stream to go to dinner with Darklight, but we are still having a show that week by having our Saturday show, a Saturday show for fun. That's UK friendly. So instead of this normal time next week, we'll be taking next Friday night off, but we'll be having our Saturday morning show.
Yep. I'll be up at noon, so.
Kaiju says from Mythos, it's okay if I lose. The real winner here is friendship. I mean, it sounds a little My Little Pony when you say that, but that really is the way
Mortal
I feel.
Kombat friendship.
Right?
Friendship. Fatality.
Monster kill.
Roxas says, yes, my baby Tao. This should be fun. Brother Roxas, if I bring your Tao, man, you going to come with us on the 28th, my man? Get in a little action over at Freak's Place. Willing to do the driving. Kane says he's probably going to come.
I'm on my way.
Homie.
You know, you may not need. Well, actually, I was about to say you may not need your plane ticket to Nova at this point, but then you wouldn't be able to take a plane out here either. So you know that's actually not helpful.
Oh. I drive to Nova. I think it's about like an hour and a half away from me.
Oh, stop.
Yeah,
Oh.
I know. I'm close to Nova. Yeah, it's not so bad.
Pretty crazy.
Man, that would be really. I don't know how feasible it is, but man, that would be really cool if we could get towards Nova when it comes up.
Yeah, man.
How early do you figure in advance you got to get tickets for Nova?
They're on sale now. Right?
Are they really?
Yeah, they've been on sale, and I've already locked down a 4-day hotel room. So there's that, and I don't know.
So, like, if I were to, say just acquire the funds, say a month before Nova, is that too close?
I mean, I don't think it'll sell out. I mean, it hasn't for the 50th anniversary, and that was a big one. I don't think it'll. I mean, yeah, I don't think it'll sell out. But there was like over 5,000 people there last time. It was huge. It was huge. Yeah, definitely bring shorts because it really does the body heats up the entire hotel. Like I think they save money on heating because there's so many gamers there.
No, I definitely. I'm a big fan of anime conventions, and A-Kon gets like that, where there's just so many bodies packed into a small space that everybody's sweating, and that's why some of our UK friends were interested to find out that like at anime conventions and video game conventions, it's common for them to do things like leave loaves of bread in tightly packed areas like elevators and stuff like that because it helps absorb some of the BO and moisture in the air.
You know what I was thinking?
From all the sweat.
Somebody be like, "Ooh, I haven't eaten all." All the moisture is there. Like, it's salty. I love it. You should try it. Everybody shares it.
Good body sweat bread.
Want a piece? It's good. No.
It makes the swishing sound.
Like bread pudding, huh? Okay. Oh, you don't want any? I'll share.
It's good stuff. Got the good stuff.
God.
This is exclusive. Bread.
Like dribbles come down as like.
Roxa says, I am gamish. Depends on work. Sweet. Let's see. You can take non-meta armies at a tournament. Just got to know the scenario and know your army, and then you've got a good chance to win. So that's what Mythos watches. I talked about anime.
Yeah.
We're just an hour away from Depticon. I was going to go with Lady D, Commodore. Yeah, I was actually going to message you because somewhere around there I was supposed to have an audit at my Chicago site, and I was going to see if I could schedule it for the same weekend as Adepticon and come up and visit with you guys. And about 3 weeks ago, they grounded all of our flight plans and stuff like that. I was like, well, no point getting excited about that now. But now the whole Adepticon is canceled and stuff like that. So, says that didn't go through. Bread, what? Oh, okay. Yeah, bread. Apparently, when they leave loaves of bread out at a lot of these public venues where there's a lot of BO and sweating and stuff like that, it absorbs some of the funk, some of the BO out of the air, and yeah, it makes it a little more breathable. And unfortunately, because it make all that sweat in a tightly packed place makes the air kind of thick and sweaty as well, and it absorbs some of that extra funk out of the air. So yeah, a lot of times they'll leave like at these conventions, they'll leave loaves of bread just sitting in, tightly packed spaces like elevators and stuff like that. Man, I had been told about it, and I didn't actually believe it until I went to my first ACON, and the bread was everywhere. And I went to a couple of Comic Cons that as well, and it was the same way there. So I guess it's a thing.
Also, people just need to watch the man. So
Oh yeah, it's such a unfortunately, it pushes the stereotype that these people at these comic book, video game, anime conventions don't bathe. So one of the conventions, ACON, they actually had their team. One of the people heading up the convention was also in a band, and they had their band make a music video called "Shower for Me," just to encourage people at the convention to bathe.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Wow.
Pretty nasty.
I just
thing.
learned something new.
Yeah.
I've never realized that.
Do you find that when you go to these wargaming conventions, Brother Rob, that there are some people you wish would bathe a little more?
I've definitely been in a couple of scenarios. Well, two really major scenarios. One that the stink is so bad that at the end of the day, I literally have a headache. And then another one is that people sit too low and their pants are too low, and I'm getting the plumbers thing going on. And I'm saying full hair out.
Plumbers everywhere.
You're getting
It's like
swamp ass everywhere. Ugh.
It's like a train accident. You want to look away, but you just can't. This is, oh my gosh, this is so horrible. There are layers of horror there. Trans-dimensional gate. The warp.
Throw pieces of furniture in there, see if it lands.
You see Cornites come out like, oh, the warp. What's going on? Malefictium. I don't know how to say it. How do you say the big old crack in the universe? The one. Maledictum. Crackatus of the maledictimus. Of the oh my goshness. Yeah, definitely. Some people. The thing is you get so excited about your games and you're there for 4 hours and you have another match and you're like pretty raw, but you got another match. It's another 4 hours and you play it through, and before you know it, it's just like you're like Pepe Le Pew going around and like blink, blink. Everything dies around you. Yeah, no.
That's rough.
I wear shorts because you need to wear shorts in that thing. You see Vince with his apron and his shorts.
Is that what they told you after you got the complimentary bread bag? Hey, Wolf Brother keeps it fresh, all right?
I was like,
Definitely, because of those people, though, I am like extra hypersensitive about showering when we go to conventions. I think most of our group tends to like shower twice a day when we go to these conventions because none of us want to be that guy. And we always go with the entire extended family, right? So there's usually like 12 of us divvying up 2 rooms, so like 6 people per room, all cycling through the shower like twice a day. It's pretty crazy. Rennie Bear says, I took a bottle of Febreze to a tournament and people gave me free drinks for doing it. Like, hey, thanks, man.
Wow. Wait, you sure that was like a stockyard or something? Yeah, that sounds pretty.
Even better with their big guns and girthy new box set. They weren't eating enough deodorant. Oof. All right, guys. All right, so brothers, I'm going to start with you, Brother Rob. Any closing thoughts for the night?
We're all a community. Stay well. Be safe. Hobby on. Never think you're never good enough because everybody was where you are right now. Always encourage other people to be the best people that they can be as far as painting, as far as abilities. Never look at the unaccomplished. Never look at your mistakes, only to refer to how much you've improved later on. And
much love for Frost and Fist, and hit that like button if you haven't done, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done. These are one of the coolest people you're going to find in the hobby right here.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I want to follow up on that. I know we say a lot that, you know, we make a lot of jokes about, man, this person's so good that, you know, I'm going to burn my brushes and stuff like that. And of course, that's a lot of joking. You know, obviously, we try and push our skills all the time. You guys can hear during the hobby updates all the time when we're talking about what we've done this week. We're always talking about some new technique we tried, something that we pushed. You know, I really wanted to try and focus on this or simulate this. And I mean, Freak and I are always talking about pushing our limits whenever we're working on a new project. And a lot of the times, our slight competitiveness with each other and also our similarities, so you got kind of both sides of the spectrum there, really help drive us forward. So like I literally was once having a conversation with Freak about, man, I just don't have the control with the airbrush that you do. I just don't see how I'm going to make those transitions on that Xiphon interceptor. And I know I actually I had the urge to go grab it right now, but I know I brag on the Xiphon all the time, and I'm not trying to. But for the sake of the talking about it, I had no idea. I was like, man, I was listening to him describe what I should do with the airbrush, and I'm like, I just don't think I've got the control to put those kinds of transitions on the wings and stuff like that. And he said, no, just okay. Don't think about it that way. Think about the shapes. What shapes are on the wings? Where does the wing meet the body of the plane? Where does the tail fin come in? And you know, think about where can you isolate where one shape meets another? And we were talking about it, and as we were talking about it, all of a sudden there's something that just clicked for me, and just kind of like if you ever seen Fate Stay Night with Shiro, when he gets something, he has something he calls trace on, but it makes like little circuit board shapes in his brain, and that's the way I felt about that plane. Was suddenly I saw the plane and I saw the geometric shapes in my mind and where I was going to outline those shapes, and I was like, no, dude, I think I'm getting it. Say that again. Okay, I think I'm going to put it here, 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 and here. And all of a sudden, we're just excitedly talking about it. And I went from, I can't do this, or I don't understand how to do this, to us just nudging each other a little bit. And all of a sudden, I'm like, I went home and painted one of the best things I think I've ever painted. So that was a lot of just us pushing at each other. And then, of course, I brag about Brother Rob all the time. I think we give Brother Rob here a shout out almost every Friday. But one of the things he always says that stuck with me the most is,
don't touch him
bravely, right? And don't be afraid to push yourself to do something you couldn't do before. Yeah. And that if you mess it up, you know, you can just try again. And that, you know, stopping to paint it over is a way that we all learn, which is similar to what I'd heard as a child with Bob Ross, but I never really, like, his teachings didn't stick until I became an adult and started painting. But the no mistake that you make isn't something that you could put on a fresh coat of white paint and start painting over again, you know. And
reset.
Yeah, so I mean, all that stuff. We do a lot of joking about, he's so good, I'm going to burn my brushes. But I think constantly pushing each other forward and ourselves forward is a fantastic part of the journey. So you see something that's better than you, what can I do to emulate that, or what can I always say, what can I do to learn from this? Because I know I'm not going to paint anything as good as Rob, at least in the next 10 years. But I can usually learn something from something he did. I can emulate one aspect. Same thing with Freak. When Freak goes and he masters a new skill, like, you know, I taught myself how to do these 52 new things with an airbrush today. I'm like, well, what one of those things can I do next time, right? So it's always that little bit of what can I learn.
Consequently, the one thing that really surprised me, and this you'll get a kick out of this, Rob, is that when we were having that conversation, right, we were talking about his Xiphon interceptor, right, and where he was going to actually, you know, do those that little shading bit and a highlighting on the panels of the armor, and you know, and we were talking to him, and he was like, man, I just don't see it. I don't see it. All of a sudden, like he said, like, wait, say it again, and I said it, you know, just kind of imagine if you look at the imagine the Starship Enterprise, you know, where if you remember the paneling, it's like not all the paneling is one shade of color. It's different, you know, each. And he goes, okay, I think I got it. And that's what he started thinking about. Now, if you look at his grav tank or his is repulsor, and the repulsor just like, oh my freaking goodness, it's like unbelievable. All the plates have been perfectly shaded, and it's like it's better than it's better than my my Land Raider that I did 2 years back. It's like holy, this
really
looks
nice.
absolutely amazing. So that's how he does. It's like he's like I can't. It's like so much for can't.
I wanted to say something. I've been hanging around with a lot of artists that are way better than me and I look up to. And I tell them about people saying break their brushes and stuff like that. And then some of them, like they get it, like, oh yeah, whatever. But some of them are like, my intention is to help people to get better and inspire them, not to defeat them. And I paint at this level and I want to show that even I can do it, so you can do it too, kind of thing. And I'm looking at the people saying, yeah, right. And then I look at the work, it's like, no, I can show you every little step I took. I can show you all my mistakes. They said, I post on my Instagram all my successes, but you never see the hundreds of mistakes that I took to get there.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's fair. And another thing is that sometimes we don't put in, first of all, the experience, right? You mention all the time that someone like Darren Latham, I think you said on your show once, that has over 20 years of what he does, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot more. I mean, like I said, I've been in 5 years, right? And so I should expect my skill set to be on the same page as someone who has 4 times the experience as me. And not that I'm saying that in the next 20 years I'll be good, but I'm just saying that that's an unfair comparison because you're not factoring in what they've been through to get to that journey. And then on top of that, what are you willing to do per a single model? Because a lot of times, we like that Templar we looked at today. There's no telling, but a lot of those single touch stippling effects.
Yeah.
I mean, some of those were probably just like days upon days, 8 hours at a time, just applying dots. Is that the kind of art you want to achieve? Personally, I'm still in army painter mode. I don't want to spend days on dots, right? That's not what I'm looking forward to. Am I ever going to switch to where I want to be a single miniature or bust painter where I'm willing to put months or even a year into a single model? That might be something for the future, but is that something that interests me now? No. And I need to make sure I factor that in when I'm looking at, man, I wish I could paint like that. And am I going to be willing to commit to that skill set?
Right. I think it's really healthy for every painter. Paint your armies, but have one project in the background. That is your learning model. This is the one you're going to push on. And then when you're done with it, you can just dip it into green stuff and start all over again. It doesn't matter. In fact, I think it was Sergio Calvo that did it. He painted the same mini. It was a bust for like 30 days. And every single day at the end of the painting, no matter what quality it came out, he would dip it in simple green and start over again.
Interesting.
And he's an amazing painter. And he did it on his Twitch stream. And he just it was like, here's my beautiful, absolutely gorgeous model. I mean, stunning. I mean, award-winning stunning. Right into the simple green. Oh, I still have 3 days left of my painting, and he painted it for 3 extra days. But I think that's a level of insanity I don't think I'll ever reach. But still, I mean, because I have an attachment to my minis, but he like said, no, this is how I'm going to push myself, and I can see how it works. But aside from that, like, have a bust in the background that every time that you feel frustrated with your army, you go to the bust just to bang out something or try something new, and then put it in the background when you go back to your army. Because if you keep painting the same infantry model over and over again, you kind of get tired of it and you want a change.
Yeah.
Go on to that back burner piece, that's what I call, and then just pour that stuff into. That was my for a while.
One of the things that I think we enjoy doing here, especially on the show, is that we do show a lot of the amazing stuff, but we also show the stuff that other people don't feel as comfortable, and we don't. Okay, and I've talked to a lot of guys who say, hey, look at my work. I know it's not the greatest. It probably looks like crap. I was like, no, you don't understand. We're all at different levels. And you don't understand, this is okay. This is your level, and this is if you did your best, you felt you did your best, then that's fine. That's your current level, and we're going to applaud that. We're going to encourage that. We always encourage to continue to move forward and improve. but we always celebrate where you are, and that's
Yep.
one of the biggest things about this community, especially. It's like, man, hey, we love the gorgeous shinies, but we also love what people put into it, because you know what, like you said, Rob, they invested themselves into that mini, into that paint, in picking that color, and sometimes we may not have the coordination or the motor skills or whatever to be able to do something, but you did it because you loved it, it's for the love of the hobby, and that's what we respect. So
I was just about to say, you don't look at the quality of the paint job, you look at how much love was put into it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I have the Miniatures Paintbrush Legion on Facebook, and I try to showcase everybody's work on there. I just go straight through and say, oh wow, this is everybody, because we're all on a journey, we're all on a path. So yeah.
I'm going to catch up a couple more comments real quick, and then I want Freak's closing thoughts. So I love this. Running Bear says, we have the best group of people in this place. I'm so glad I found y'all, man. Brother, we're glad that we found you too, man. We enjoy having you here. Spec says, you guys are fantastic. Damn, miniature painting should be mandatory in schools in art class. Hell
I
yeah.
agree. I totally agree.
I'm trying to get my art teaching license, by the way.
That would be
I really
awesome.
wish it were part of art class, because I wish I had found the skill set. I have artists, like hardcore artists in my family. My mom used to be able to draw comic book quality models.
Wow.
My brother can play 2 different instruments and sing. And I'm like, why didn't I? I felt left out my entire life. I was always like, why wasn't I born with an artistic skill set like my family was? Why am I the ugly duckling here in this scenario? But later on, it wasn't until around 30 years old that I found miniature painting, and I was like, I'm not going to be good at this. And I mentioned, if you guys have seen my Weather Pig video, that one of my favorite HQs, Canis Wolfborn, one of my earliest, I bought, and then I asked my sister-in-law to paint him up, because I said, I don't have the skill set to do this, I never will, and I want my HQ choice to look good on the battlefield. I said, I'll struggle through everything else, but if you could do this one piece for me, at least I'll have one good-looking piece on the tabletop. And she did a phenomenal job with it. I absolutely, positively love it. It's still one of my favorite pieces in my army. However, now I'm at a point where I'm comfortable painting my own miniatures. I'm comfortable showcasing it online. We have this YouTube channel here. And then I have even accepted, commissions in the past to do work for other people. So, I'm working on 2 different brothers' army right now, So, it's just it's a great feeling to go from I can't to, let me help someone else. So I feel like, if going back to Dave's point, if I had been taught this in school, though, if this were part of traditional art, maybe I wouldn't have gone through life thinking I didn't have an artistic skill set.
And Vince Venturola says it best. I wish I would have found the love of this hobby earlier, because then I can invest more time and be even better right now.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was
Pretty
like, yeah, amen.
Jumping in on the love for this community, Zane says, I love our conversations about trees, nature, and orphan fight clubs.
Yeah, can't forget them.
We should all push ourselves. Freak should push himself to become a discount, to be used as a coupon to benefit others. Wow. Running Bear says, I take a backpack to tournaments that has aspirin, Pepto-Bismol, candy, in case of diabetic issues, and then normal glue and other things we need at tournaments. So I get plenty of, hey, can I get this? Very cool. You're the guy taking care of other people. Been to many and know others forget to bring things like this, and it makes people's day. See that? I love that. People looking out for other people.
Yeah.
Community. Yep.
Rob, this is the reason I love this community. Yes. Lily says, I've seen people do similar things at Acon. Running Bear, I had a lady with a bag of snacks and small water bottles give me some water last year. It was much appreciated, especially since last year Acon was out in the sun because they booked last minute for such a large venue, because it was a change of ownership. They don't normally wait till the last minute, but there's a change of ownership. And because it was outside, you have all these cosplayers in like 5 layers of clothes trying to represent their art and sweating to death. It was cool that this lady was running around giving cold water to whoever needed it. little things like that let me check on you and make sure you're okay. I don't know, it was such a good feeling to see.
You ever cosplayed before?
Actually, yes. Last November, we did a family cosplay for
Nice.
My Hero Academia,
Oh.
and I was a teacher named Eraserhead. My wife was a teacher named Miss Joke, and then our girls were two of the students. One was Todoroki, who's also known as Icy Hot, and one of the other girls was a girl named Gravity, or Gravity Girl. So
I was,
it was pretty cool.
I was Bleach cosplay, and it was in Brooklyn. It was a Brooklyn, I guess, the flower center, the botanical gardens, and they had the falling of the cherry blossoms, and some of the animation from Bleach was there. And then I just came in, and it was like a whole bunch of like the entire. All the characters from Bleach were pretty much represented there. It was really, really cool. It was like
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's cool. I didn't take you to be a cosplayer. That's really cool. A little something.
There you go.
All right, guys. I've been through my closing thoughts about the community. I definitely want to also say, going back to the main topic, super excited for both the Ragnar and the Gazgul. I'm definitely going to see if I can source one of those one way or another so I can paint them up. I know for sure Brother Rob is getting in on some of that, painting them up and making them look amazing. And who knows? Freak might even get a Ragnar for his fledgling Space Wolves army. So anyways, we really enjoyed this chat with everyone tonight. Hanging out with you guys on a Friday means so much to us. It's our favorite part of the weekend. If you guys, remember, fresh reminder, if you guys are going to be here next week, we will not be here on Friday night, but there will be a 12:30 p.m. U.S. Central Time or 6:30 p.m. UK time Saturday show next week. So we look forward to seeing you guys there. It's our UK friendly show for the month of March. If you guys like tonight's episode, then make sure you grab up an axe and smash that like button in the name of the Emperor. Drop us some comments down below and let us know if you have any thoughts or opinions on any of this, or if you just want to be part of any of these ridiculous conversations. Go check over our Patreon if you guys are interested in any of the ways that you can support us, and keep an eye out on the TMP if you want to get in on some of those future online classes where he'll teach you to be a better painter. And of course, if you guys are not yet subscribed to the TMP or this channel, then we would love to have you as part of the pack, part of this hobby family, our community, here on the Frost and Fist. Until next time, guys.
Stay frosty.